Coming up next, Justin, don't just stare at it, eat it. All Guts So Gory presents American Psycho.
I think my mask of sanity is about to slip. If you stay, something bad will happen. Sabrina, why don't you dance a little? Christy, get down on your knees.
Can we go now?
We're not through yet. I like to dissect girls. Did you know I'm utterly insane? Do you have any witnesses or fingerprints?
Actually, yes.
Very nice.
I don't want to get bruised. You're inhuman.
I know my behavior can be erratic. I need to engage in homicidal behavior on a massive scale. Hey, Paul!
So what do?
I'm into murders and executions mostly. I had to kill a lot of people!
The mad and macabre.
Oh, what monster could have done this?
I'm just gonna bash your brains.
Live or die. Make your choice.
Wake up, little girl.
Playtime's over.
You don't know what death is.
Sliced and diced.
Welcome to All Guts So Gory. I'm Mike, joined as always by Justin and Charlie. April marked the 25th anniversary release of American Psycho. Guys, welcome to the pod. I didn't get the memo. You guys are in your Valentino suits and Oliver Peoples glasses. Although I'm the one, I do have a slightly better haircut. Welcome, guys.
Hey, should we do our business cards now?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's
guys. This movie. I love this movie.
So, yeah, 25th anniversary release of American Psycho, April of 2020. The reason I picked this movie, it's just a movie that's so quotable to me. It's a movie that I remember seeing. I remember where I was when I rented it. I was 15, 16 years old, and I remember the video store we went to. And I only rented it. I don't remember it being in theaters. And when I rented it, it was the cover of the box drew me in because I was looking for horror movies. At that age, I was well into seeking out horror movies. And the box cover had Christian Bale in his suit with the kitchen knife lurking around. I'm like, it's titled American Psycho. I'm like, oh, this is probably going to be great. And picked it up. And I was a little surprised that, like, you know, you're getting 20, 30, 40 minutes of the movie and, like, there's no horror going on yet.
I think,
and that's you know, brings it kind of into the debatable territory about this being a horror movie or not. But I just remember it standing out so vividly, and we talked about it at the end of the last podcast about this being a horror movie and what we kind of decided to go with if we're going to call something horror or not when you got something on the borderline like this. I think if you called this movie Dorsia instead of American Psycho,
Right.
If you had another box cover that didn't have Christian Bale with a knife lurking around a corner, maybe it doesn't fall into the horror bucket, but this movie was just so quotable to me. I've seen it so many times. My friends and I would just quote this movie left and right, no matter like whatever we were doing, we would find ways to fit quotes in this movie into everyday conversation. Just it's a great time. What do you guys think about American Psycho?
I'm starting to worry about my friend Mike here and his state of mind. Also, you know, I know it was hard to find porn back then, but I guess you didn't have to do it through watching American Psycho so many times. And wait a second, I cannot go without saying I'm not eating the ass in this podcast.
That's the different podcast.
That's a different podcast. Are we talking about if we liked it or not?
Yeah, go for it.
When you first suggested it, I think you can hear me on there saying this is not a horror movie. What are you doing? I was skeptical for sure about it fitting in, mainly due to the obvious, like, it comes down to, is it 51% satire or is it 51% horror in my book? And after watching it, I agree with you. This is it leans more thriller and horror than it does black comedy. On rewatching, the terror builds throughout. You mentioned not having any real horror in the first, 40 minutes, but it builds very well. And when it does get start spiraling out. It's kind of a balls to the wall. It's kind of crazy at parts for sure. So I liked it. Watched it again. Liked it more when I watched it again. And good pick.
Thanks.
I like the movie. I do like the movie. Christian Bale is a great actor. I mean, I can't think of anything bad he's ever done, but I'm still on the fence with this, and I'm leaning more towards not a horror. It's got a lot of good, like, holy shit, that just happened type of things, but it doesn't really, like, I'm not afraid watching it. It doesn't, there's no, like, real jump scares, but I like the movie.
But there's a lot of tension, right? Especially like on first watch. Do you remember the first watch?
Kind of. And there's a lot of like, did he kill that person he was just talking to in a scene before, or stuff like that? And then bodies start showing up. So it's actually a hard movie to classify because I don't see it as that much of a satire. It's not a comedy, although it has funny parts. It's not drama. It's not, it's just kind of one of those weird movies that kind of floats around that, IMDb could call it a dark comedy. Another place, I went through Fandango, and because I was like, well, is this a horror? And it does say it's a horror movie, but then there were other movies that I was looking at, and then it classifies them as comedy. And I was like, well, it's a funny horror movie, but it's still a horror movie.
Yeah, I mean,
it's kind of
I mean,
you said you had it on, you saw it on lists, and it's classified as horror, so I'm going to go with it.
Mike wrote the list.
I mean, there's comedies out there that I don't find funny, or that some people don't find funny. That doesn't mean the movie's not a comedy. If the movie didn't scare you, doesn't mean it's not a horror, in my opinion. But
I'll push back a little bit on what Charlie said about not being there. The scary parts you fear for Chloe Sevigny's part,
absolutely,
and that scene where she's over at Patrick.
I was going to bring that up about the tension is on first watch after the bodies start piling up, and then when Jean is over at the apartment and the nail gun comes out. And you're like, holy shit, what's he about to do? What's this about to look like? Is he going to actually do it? And you fear for her because she's like the only likable person in this movie. And you're just like, it's the tension is high. It's ratcheted up in that scene.
It didn't give me, I didn't feel like a tension, but I did feel that common horror feeling of, oh, she's got to survive. He can't kill her. She's got to survive. That was there.
Mm-hmm. So this is a film about yuppie culture. Justin, you kind of work adjacent to this world. These are your people, right?
These are not my people. I work in a community bank. Okay, I'm not selling trades or
a bunch of overalls.
I said adjacent.
We're adjacent. No, it's adjusting to it.
Yeah, this movie's about disconnection from reality, the need to stand out and be important among your peers who all look and appear and act the same way that you do, misplaced priorities. The story of a guy that no matter how much he consumes, it still feels empty inside, whether it's all the fancy meals, all the newest music, all the illicit drugs and sex he can get a hold of, just still empty inside, still not fulfilled. And then coming to find out he may need to murder or eat human girls to fulfill his needs or to even be noticed at all. In this world, pretty dark when you get down to the bare bones about it like that. But any thoughts on that critique?
I think it gives a good. I didn't graduate with a degree in psychology, but I mean, it really the psychopathy that this guy has is like dead on. Like you said, he's looking for. He doesn't have human feelings, right? So he's trying, and you don't have those, so something's missing, but you don't know what, and he's trying to fill it with dead bodies. I mean, and it does a really good job of like a cold stare, the ability to manipulate people and put on a smile when he needs to. Like he's good at mimicking human emotions, and I mean, it does a really good job as far as that goes for me.
Right. I think, will we go into Patrick a little later as a character?
Absolutely,
or are we gonna do that now?
No, I mean, You can get into it now if you want.
Patrick is one of the best crafted characters I would say ever. I'm gonna go as far as to say ever, as far as just how well they put them together. I'll go on to some stuff a little later in him, but yeah, he's not watching Cheers on his TV to have fun. He's watching straight up the hardest thing you can find, and he's still not even paying attention to it. So he cannot, he's not having the same experience as we are, and all of his interactions are, it's just what somebody else has written. He is not anyone, as he says in the first scene. Patrick Bateman does not exist, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Lays it all out there, and as we get into the scenes, we'll talk more about that. So the tagline for this movie, really short and to the point: killer looks. Killer looks.
It's a good one.
It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Pretty on point. Came out in the year 2000. Mary Harron adapted, and Mary Harron was the director, and again, I'm going to mispronounce this. Genevieve Turner. That I do. Maybe we'll find out.
I think it's Tunier.
Genevieve Turner. Genevieve Turner. So Harron and Turner adapted the screenplay from the Bret Easton Ellis novel of the same name. Harron directed I Shot Andy Warhol in 96, and then after this movie, also did The Notorious Betty Page in 2015. She also directed single episodes of a lot of prestige TV shows like Homicide, Oz, The L Word, 6 Feet Under, Big Love. Turner also stars in this film as Elizabeth and collaborated with Harron on The Notorious Betty Page.
Which one was Elizabeth?
Elizabeth was the one that the second threesome in the movie was the one that was
killed.
Patrick's friend.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
When he picks up Christy, your name's Christy. When he picks up Christy and comes back, and he's like, she's my cousin.
The one that didn't put the proper amount of respect on Whitney Houston's name.
Right. Yes, the Whitney Houston scene. The redhead girl in that scene. Yeah.
Oh, she was pretty good.
You like Whitney Houston? Yeah.
So what's kind of a shame is I feel like if this movie would have come out about 10 years later, she would have been nominated. She would have done a lot of bigger roles. I just think wrong time maybe for her. I forgot that it was a female director, to be honest with you. And like now,
I never knew. Wild card.
Right. Since the Catherine Bigelow eras and the Greta Gerwigs and stuff, if it's important to shout those out. And I think she would have got the proper shout outs and subsequent work later.
Yeah. And all the actors in this movie did things after this that were bigger. This was a breakthrough for a lot of actors.
Oh yeah. I mean, you just see everybody in this movie.
I mean, Academy Award winner Christian Bale, Academy Award winner Jared Leto, Academy Award winner Reese Witherspoon, Academy Award nominee twice Willem Dafoe, Academy Award nominee Chloe Sevigny. Like, it is.
Are we gonna debate how you say her name? No.
But these weren't nobodies at the time.
I've always been a Sevigny, so Sevigny?
Sevigny? I mean, Chloe.
I don't know.
We're not, it's whatever.
I actually just listened to something from Christian Bale, and he said it more like you did. So I'm just still salty about that.
Oh, okay. So I had it right, and you're just busting my balls?
I think so.
Okay. Chloe Sevigny. So Justin Theroux also in this, Josh Lucas. I mean, the cast is just, just amazing in this. And that's another thing that makes this movie so rewatchable is just the performances. And we talked about, Patrick Bateman, Justin brought up Christian Bale. I think the only scene that Christian Bale is not in is towards the end when Jean goes into his office after he has the breakdown on the phone to her, and she finds his book in the drawer. We'll get into that, but I think her being in his office alone is the only scene that Christian Bale is not in, and it's like 30 seconds long.
Yeah.
Did anybody get into some of his inspiration for his role?
I did read something crazy.
I'll let you take it then. This is cast then. Here.
Well, I mean, his inspiration was Tom Cruise. Am I right?
You are. That's exactly what I heard too.
Yeah, just the way that Tom Cruise acted on an episode of Letterman or something. Christian Bale saw that kind of energy, and just the way he would really be invested in what you have to say and smile and looking you in your eyes, like he kind of tried to channel that. And in the book of American Psycho, there's a scene in the book. It's not in the movie, obviously, but Patrick Bateman lives in the same building as Tom Cruise, and they're on the elevator together for a moment, and he says something to Tom Cruise like, "I loved you in Bartender," and Cruise goes, "It's called Cocktail." like he got the name of one of the most famous movies wrong to the star of the movie. It's just supposed to be, I don't know, funny.
And
Should have killed him.
I think I was chatting about that with you guys before this, but like, just watch it again and see how many times like just Patrick is just full of shit with what he's saying, because there's a confidence behind how he says it where nobody's going to doubt him. Like he mentioned, I think in my research I found he mentioned 4 number one hits on a certain Whitney Houston album, but there were only 3. He misattributes a quote to the wrong serial killer. Stuff like that, where he likes to hear himself speak. He knows people are going to eat it up, and he doesn't have to be, just like calling the movie Bartender instead of Cocktail. It's
right.
I don't know if they did it on purpose like that, or just somebody in their research
I want to say
did a really bad job. But it's kind of like, I hate being all.
Don't be. Yeah, it was intentional.
It's kind of a metaphor for who he is. He's mimicking a human,
right,
but he doesn't have it right.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
No, I think you're right.
Yeah, I mean, who watches porn and doesn't masturbate? I'm just, let's throwing that.
We'll throw some on right now, and we'll test this out.
I think there's critics that's their job. Just watch it,
Yeah.
Review the plot.
Whoever's leaving the comments down there, like they're, they gotta have both hands free.
In the research department, how much porn do you think they went through to find the right one?
Right.
Sorry, guys, we're still looking for the right one.
We don't like this one. This title's no. Ooh, Inside Lydia's Ass.
Why is the door locked? I'm researching.
Told you not to bother me while I'm cleaning my room.
More lotion. I'm combing my hair.
Oh, God. So, yeah, this cast is amazing. Like I said, Christian Bale won an Academy Award for The Fighter. He's done so many other things. Jared Leto, Academy Award for Dallas Buyers Club. Reese Witherspoon, Academy Award for Walk the Line. Willem Dafoe, nominated most notably for Platoon and for Shadow of the Vampire. Chloe Sevigny, Boys Don't Cry. She was also in the movie Kids. Oof, I hope that's a hard one. Don't watch Kids if you haven't.
I thought your oof was about Boys Don't Cry, also an oof.
Not as big a oof as Kids. Boys Don't Cry also, but man, Kids. Have you seen Kids?
I have not seen Kids.
Charlie?
No.
Yeah, you don't need to. Oh my God.
There's a few on here, like Requiem for a Dream Jared Leto was in, and like that's a oof too. There's a lot of these guys jump
Kids
head first.
Darker than Requiem for a Dream. Yeah, you don't need
a lot of these actors like to swim in that dark subject matter.
They're artists.
They're artists.
Justin Theroux. My favorite thing of his is playing the role of Seth in Wanderlust. Have you guys been familiar with that one? The Paul Rudd movie?
I've thought about it several times, but I haven't pulled the trigger on it.
Oh, you should. There is a scene in that movie that has me dying laughing where Paul Rudd is psyching himself up to have sex with Malin Ackerman.
Oh, I have seen that. Yeah.
And he's psyching himself up in the mirror for like a minute and a half. And it's, you got it. You probably seen it online. Yeah. It is hilarious. It is. That movie does not get enough replay. It's not on TV. It doesn't get any replay. And it's so good. So funny. Josh Lucas, famous for Glory Road. And if you guys, I don't know if anybody watches Yellowstone, but he plays young Kevin Costner in the flashback scenes of Yellowstone, which when I watch this movie, you're like, oh, young Kevin Costner. I mean, he's a little older in 2000, but like, a younger Kevin Costner could have been that guy. Like they do kind of look a little similar.
I'm sure our wives would know him the best from his co-starring role with Reese Witherspoon.
Yep.
Sweet Home Alabama.
Sweet Home Alabama.
Yeah,
you're probably
good
right.
movie. I liked it.
Yeah.
He plays a dick well. Like in Ford versus Ferrari, he's like the pencil pushing dick, and like in this one, he's kind of a dick, but like he's also plays the good guy pretty well too.
Yeah, he very well rounded, great actor. Do we want to talk about the other directors and actors that could have been in these seats, or do we want to hold that for later?
We can talk about it now, but I won't have much to add. I did hear that the funding was contingent upon the director and Christian Bale not being in this, but they pretty much just pulled the ultimate George Costanza and just showed up every day and just prepped like they were going to do it no matter what. So, and it worked out. But you tell us the what ifs here.
All right. So I believe that this started with director Stuart Gordon of Reanimator was first tapped to direct this movie. and it was going to be Johnny Depp as Patrick Bateman.
That would have
No.
been a
No.
completely different movie, and it would have been, in my opinion, it might have been campy fun, but it wouldn't have been this for sure.
No.
Yeah.
I don't think it would've
So
worked.
Gordon wanted to shoot this in black and white and have as many of the book's murders in the movies as he could have, which is up to 40 or 50, I believe, in the book compared to the movie. Movie would have been automatic X rating, probably skip over NC-17, like just straight to X or unrated at this time. So that one never got off the ground. Then David Cronenberg was in line to direct with Brad Pitt in the Christian Bale role. Imagine the body horror in this movie if Cronenberg is at the helm.
Right.
Yeah, but
I feel like it would have jumped into a different type of film. What are you thinking, Charlie?
I don't think it definitely would have been different films, but it's easy to look back and say, you know, after we've seen this so many times, the movie's been around for a while, like, you know, nobody else could have done what Christian Bale did for this. It was perfect.
I
Like
feel
you
like-
just tinker, like they got it perfect, and to even like tinker with that at all, it just doesn't make my brain just can't wrap around. I can't visualize Johnny Depp, you know, in a threesome, looking at himself in a mirror, flexing, or even Brad Pitt. It just doesn't
get you off.
I mean, this role was made. This role was right. This role was made for Christian Bale. I mean, it's just nailed it. It was perfect.
Yeah.
So Christian Bale is a famous method actor too, right? He's famous for just he walked around set as Patrick the entire time. That's how he got the role with Mary. What's her last? Harron, right?
Mary Harron. Yeah.
Went to her house and just didn't break character and creeped her out. And
Yeah. Yeah.
That sounds exhausting on his part, or the other actors. Like Daniel Day-Lewis is a big method actor, like ridiculous.
I appreciate
like
what
being
they-
on that set and be like, God damn, guy, get the fuck out of here.
I appreciate what they've given us, the products they've given us, but like at
Right.
what cost, guys?
Right. That's like somebody's making the chili and they cut their finger. And there's some blood in the chili. I don't need to know that. I just want the chili.
Charlie loves
you
his
tell
chili,
me.
man.
It's a good metaphor.
One of these
A
days,
metaphor.
we just need to have some chili for Charlie.
We're gonna start a drinking game wherever Charlie talks about chili. We got to drink.
Sounds like a board game or something. Chili for Charlie.
Chili for Charlie.
Also, in the Cronenberg and Pitt version, would have ended with a musical number on top of the World Trade
No.
Center.
No, this
Okay.
is not Bollywood.
So, Fight Club kind of ends with a theatrical Pixies song. So,
Yep.
I mean, if you look at it like that kind of thing, Brad Pitt would have been awesome in this role. Like, Brad Pitt is, I don't know what's going on behind Brad Pitt's eyes or, you know, in his head. He's a good looking guy, but that Cronenberg thing. How do you feel about that, Mike?
I mean, I think the body horror would have to be crazy. I think the Paul Allen scene where when Bale murders him is going to be, the gore is going to be through the roof.
Yeah, we would have seen the axe.
You would have
hit his
seen
head.
you'd have seen the remains of him on the floor and not just like a little pool of blood come out or, you know, some spurts. It would have been,
Yeah.
it would have taken the gore to a whole nother level.
I don't know if we want to go into this now, but did anybody get any like Jim Carrey energy from Christian Bale during the scene where he kills Paul Allen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like very like
Yeah.
And kind of like when he's talking about the
Physicality.
music.
When he
CDs, does it
moonwalks back
too.
into the room with the axe. Yeah. And that was kind of ad-libbed. It was not supposed
it
to
was
be
amazing.
It was like
Is that a raincoat?
Yeah. Yes, it is. Like all that was taken
To an
was,
11.
was him improvising, and they liked it. They kept it in because they filmed it a couple different ways with him.
Yeah, it was a
not-
good choice.
Him
Sorry,
playing it straight.
got you off track.
No, you're fine. So after Cronenberg and Pitt were out, Mary Harron was on board, I think quickly, and then left, probably budgetary stuff. I can't remember the whole thing. But the next one on board was Oliver Stone with Leonardo DiCaprio. So Oliver Stone directing this movie probably makes Bateman look like a hero.
So I think
Right. Yeah.
And
Titanic was 97, right?
Titanic. So DiCaprio is coming off of Titanic, and his manager tells him, like, you're on the cover of Teen Beat magazine, and like all these girls love you, and you just did Titanic. Like, you can't be Patrick Bateman
He
and
could've.
saying like, you're an ugly bitch and I want to stab you to death and play in your blood. Like, you can't go say that.
I'm a DiCaprio stan. He could play
Season
Gandhi.
tickets. If he's in a movie, I'm
Yeah.
going to see
He
it.
could play Gandhi, and I'd be like, that was awesome, man.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, if he's in a movie, I'm going to see it. It's like him, Scorsese, Tarantino. Like
I think at that age he was still too baby faced. I mean,
But do you
Christian Bale had a Brad Pitt pretty face, but at the same time he could make it not pretty really quickly, and it was effective. I don't think Brad Pitt could have pulled that off. I don't think Brad Pitt could un-Brad Pitt his face. And Leonardo, like I said, Johnny Depp, the same boat. Too baby-faced, they just always look, up until they got older, they always look, even now, they look pretty fucking young.
Right. Okay. So you're saying they're too pretty. They're
Too pretty, too baby-faced.
Okay.
all right. Yeah. So then we get to Oliver Stone, DiCaprio are off. The budget for this movie was $7 million. If DiCaprio was in it, the budget goes up to $20 million.
Coming off of Titanic, yeah.
So
Really? You think he was commanding 13 more addition?
Apparently.
Yeah.
Wow.
Carey was pulling in $20 million a movie about
Or
the same
well,
time.
with Oliver
Titanic.
Stone too. Maybe Oliver Stone was commanding more than Mary Harron as well.
Yeah, I'm sure.
There was a lot of casting. The only casting with the Oliver Stone to DiCaprio version, the only person in their cast was Chloe Sevigny, that is also in Mary Harron's cast. Everyone else is completely different. So no Jared Leto, no Josh Lucas, no Willem Dafoe. All that. All those guys are
Those
different
douches
people,
were
so.
part of why the movie was good too.
Yeah, for sure. Bret Easton Ellis didn't think his book could be adapted into a movie because he said that films make you answer questions. Books necessarily, you don't need to answer questions. And boy, does this film leave you with a lot of questions.
Yes, it does.
yeah.
We'll do that later.
We'll do that later.
Like an hour on that.
So let's see. So that's Mary Harron's on board with Christian Bale. $7 million budget. This movie made $34 million worldwide. This is the third straight Lionsgate studio movie we've done on this podcast, which is a complete coincidence. I don't know how we managed to do
put
that.
out a bunch of movies, like
Yeah,
A24, Blumhouse. Now
They're going
it'd be
to
hard
have
to do a
more,
movie
too on our list.
I'm sure they
guarantee it,
will.
for sure.
Yeah, they found a lane, and we like their lane.
Yeah.
So,
Lean into it, and that's like New Line at the time. It's like you saw that and you're like, this is going to be good.
yeah. So would you consider this a cult classic?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
100%.
I think so. Doesn't mean it has to be a box office flop, because this movie wasn't, right? 34 million on
No,
seven. That's not a
that's-
flop.
That's a winner.
It's not a,
And
it made its
you
money.
know, depending on the marketing and stuff.
It
But
doesn't sound like a lot today, but yeah.
this movie definitely gained more traction as the years went on. It wasn't a hit right away, I don't think. So cult classic applies. And I think, because of the absurdity, but then also with the rise of Christian Bale, like once he becomes Batman, people go back in his catalog and they find this and they're like, oh, wow, this movie's amazing. Like, and they start, word of mouth gets around and
yeah.
people start just talking like the people in this movie and, quoting it like me and my friends did. So
I think if it was like a Cronenberg or if it was an Oliver Stone, I think it wouldn't have had these legs after the fact. I think you mentioned absurdity, but it was still grounded, right? It was still pretty grounded.
It's a smart movie. Yeah, definitely. Some of the awards. This one, Best Film at the International Horror Guild Awards. So there's another horror movie.
How do we get to go
another
to
check
that?
for the horror movie box.
If they're listening.
It beat out The Cell, Pitch Black, Unbreakable, Requiem for a Dream, and Shadow of the Vampire, which Willem Dafoe was in, nominated for supporting actor for that.
So they are calling Requiem a horror movie.
They are.
So if Requiem fits, then this one definitely fits into horror.
I
for
guess
sure.
so, yeah. The Fangoria Chainsaw Awards, which we better make ourselves familiar with. They've shown up on a few of these episodes as we start looking at awards these movies have won. Christian Bale for Best Actor, beat out Dafoe in Shadow, beat out Kevin Bacon in Hollow Man, beat out Vin Diesel in Pitch Black. That's not hard to do.
Right.
And beat out Jude Law in Immortality.
Wait, did you just shit on Vin Diesel and Pitch Black?
Well, I've never seen Pitch Black, but
Oh my god.
but it's not about
really-
it's
what?
not about familia, It's not about family, So
Street cred's gone.
It's really good though.
he's not driving a
is.
fast car.
Creature feature, good movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Also won for Best Wide Release Film over The Cell, Pitch Black, Shadow, and Final Destination.
Okay.
There we go. All right. Should we get into the movie, guys? Get into the scene by scene breakdown? You ready for this?
I guess.
I'm ready. And just like the kid in the classroom that only read the first part of the assignment, I'm going to be heavy at the beginning of this one. I did watch it again.
Yeah, that's good. So, I mean, we're going to talk about some of these scenes, and I think in the interest of time, I'll try to just kind of fly through some and be like, hey, did I miss anything? And then you guys can jump in with something I missed. I don't want to spend 30 minutes talking about, dinner at Dorsia or at Texarkana or whatever, but let's get started. So right off the bat, we meet three yuppies. They're sitting at a fancy restaurant, and then their buddy comes in later because there's no good place to do coke in that bathroom at the restaurant they're in. This is the first mention of Dorsia, which they mentioned Dorsia so much this movie could have been called Dorsia. Right off the bat, hey, is that Reed Robinson over there? No, that's Paul Allen. No, that's not Paul Allen. Paul Allen's on the other side of the restaurant. But later we know Jared Leto was Paul Allen in that film, and none of those guys they're talking about were Jared Leto. So nobody. So right off the bat, once you've seen this once, and you get the idea is that they're all faceless and replaceable, and they all look the same, and they're not important people, then they're hitting you over the head with it in this opening scene upon rewatch. You go to the club, and that's the first time we get one of Patrick Bateman's psycho lines where he says to the bartender, you're an ugly bitch. I want to stab you to death. Play with your blood. That bartender is Mary Harron's sister, Kelly Harron. Fun fact.
What a coincidence.
Yeah. And so when you're watching this, and the bartender obviously doesn't hear him. So you're wondering weird. Why he would say something
I don't know if he really said it.
Yeah.
So we will go into that. He isn't.
We'll dive a lot more into that than probably just the scene by scene.
Patrick
stuff.
Bateman's one of the most unreliable narrators in the world, right? You don't know if he's saying these things or just thinking it.
Yeah. And then we get to the next day. We're in Patrick Bateman's apartment. It's the next morning. He's about to start his daily routine. It's very much just like your daily routine, right? Right, Charlie?
It almost exactly.
Almost to the T.
Almost exactly. 1,500 crunches.
He can do over 1,000.
He can do 1,000.
Well, he's young.
He didn't serve in the military. Thank you for your service, Charlie.
You're welcome for my service.
Anybody wear an ice pack in the morning if your face is a little puffy?
Puffy.
Wow.
Actually, okay, as I mentioned, this might be one of the most important scenes in the movie. I don't know how deep you're going into it, but in my opinion, I can cook on this for a couple minutes if you want.
Go ahead, cook.
All right. So when we first see him, it's the most fascinating scene. He doesn't introduce himself first. He's not like, hey, I'm Patrick Bateman. I like movies. He says, I live at 84th Street.
Yep. 81st Street, west to 81st Street. Yeah.
He's trying to impress the audience from the beginning with the material shit, right?
Yeah.
So he wants us to think he's important. Anybody that doesn't think he's important, normally gets got this movie a little bit. He breaks down his daily ritual to a finite, it's probably hours long. Don't we think this is an hour-long thing?
Oh, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I see this as, I don't know if anybody knows anybody with obsessive compulsive disorder, but I see this as, and he sees this as what's keeping the monster at bay. Mm-hmm. All these things that he's doing to create his mask are keeping that monster down, right? So much like the obsessive compulsive people that I have to flick this light switch 10 times or something really bad will happen, that is how he's doing this. This is what's keeping him in check. As most people know, that stuff starts to fail, right? You start to work through those, and maybe it's 12 times. Maybe it's 12 times that you need to flick the light switch or whatever, right?
I don't think it's keeping it down. I think it's keeping it hidden.
Right, yeah.
Because you kind of get the sense later on in the movie that when he starts throwing around numbers, 20, maybe 40. Yeah, we don't see his first kill.
Right.
So the monster is there. He's just keeping it in check and hidden from everybody.
He's keeping it down in a way that it's not invading his daytime rituals. He mentions that later, that the bloodlust is seeping into his daily life, right?
Right. His nightly bloodlust, yeah.
As most people know, that's not going to work forever, right? So that's obviously the folly in the matter is that the the mask isn't keeping you down. What's making you do the mask is growing stronger, right? So it's this whole thing. But that's my Psych 101 stuff for you guys.
Yeah.
That's the psychology degree.
And-
4 years.
Yeah. And the stuff you're saying that he says to keep things at bay in the book, these are entire chapters. So like, hey, do you like Huey Lewis? Like the monologue in the book, that is an entire chapter worth of him just talking about the music industry and what a song means and all that stuff. Like,
I've never read the book, and I
haven't
need to.
either, but I read about
Mary
what's
has.
in the book.
My wife Mary read it.
Where's she at? She could have been our guest on
No,
this one.
she won't watch the movie.
Oh yeah, she's probably gonna say the book's better than the movie if she did. I haven't read the book either, but a lot of people that read books say the book's always better.
Yes,
I disagree.
Thanks for listening to my diatribe, guys.
I disagree. Movies have pictures and blood and guts and people, and books have pages and words. So
here's my
movies are
thoughts, my theories on.
I'm a
reading
simple
book,
guy.
right? I like to read, or I like to listen to books, but like never have I watched a movie after reading or listening to an audiobook and been like, that was better. Right? Has anybody had that experience?
No.
It's always the book is better. So like basically, ladies and gentlemen, reading ruins movies.
Don't read.
So a little off topic. I did a book report on The Shining in high school, and as a freshman in high school, and I did it off of the movie. And my teacher definitely knew and definitely failed me.
You picked the most famous
because
one.
the book is vastly different than what happens in the movie.
I did the same thing with Red Badge of Courage. I got away with it though.
So like the teacher was probably a Stephen King fan, was probably like, so what'd you think about the Hedgemaids attack?
Right.
Like
I'm
that
like,
didn't happen
what?
in the movie. I mean, what?
Yep. So then we get to we meet his fiance Evelyn. They're driving to dinner. They're riding in the back of his car. Bateman is listening to the new Robert Palmer tape on his Walkman, which is amazing. I love that he's just not paying attention to her at all, and just some of the lines where she's like finally gets his attention. Is like, let's get married. He's like, I can't take the time off of work.
It's beautiful.
It's like, what?
Yeah.
I think it's kind of setting the stage for everybody's got a little bit of psychopathy in them. Everybody's a little psycho, if you will. Like, she doesn't care about him. She cares about who he is, like, as an accessory to her, right?
Right.
But you get that feeling from everybody
Right.
that he swims with in this movie.
Yeah. And I think
they're all like that. Not as bad as him.
Even her, because he alludes to at the dinner scene coming up that he's pretty sure that Evelyn's having an affair with his friend Timothy
Justin
Bryce.
Theroux, right.
Yeah. But what she doesn't know is he's actually having an affair with Courtney, the other guy's friend.
Right.
And he says it without any jealousy or
Nope.
anger at all.
Yeah.
This is,
they could all be psychopaths because not all psychopaths are murderers. Like a fair amount of surgeons are psychopaths.
It's like
a
not
fair
all.
amount of corporate large company CEOs
right.
could be diagnosed
Right.
as
Michael
psychopaths.
Jordan might have been, a little psycho in his.
Yeah.
May still be.
But, even with Evelyn's character, with Evelyn, it's obvious she enjoys living in this world and enjoys everything that comes with the riches and the money and all that comes, the fancy dinners and the parties. She's a fan of all of that too, just like all these other people are. I love the song Simply Irresistible. So I really enjoyed it as the backdrop here. And when he pulls his headphones away and the music kind of fades out. And then when he says the key line, she's like, why do you care so much? He says, because I want to fit in, which is a key line. And then he puts the headphone back. So the music jacks back up right as the chorus drops. It's perfect timing. I love when they time it just right like that.
The most honest he is with the movie and himself the entire movie, I think, right there, because I want to fit in.
Because I want to fit in is basically the premise of the movie for him. Yeah. We meet Matt Ross when they get to dinner, who plays Lewis Carruthers. Matt Ross, you guys know what he's famous for?
I know him in Silicon Valley.
That's what I was going to say.
Oh, my God.
He's Gavin Belson in Silicon Valley.
Never saw it.
He's so funny.
Yeah. He looks completely different. He looks like a doofus in this movie for sure.
He's supposed to be the doofus for sure.
And they cast it perfectly.
He almost looks like a character in a Tim Burton film. Like it's almost like that different than everybody else.
Yeah. They go to this dinner. They're meeting two of Evelyn's friends. They look like a goth couple. And I was looking at the in the credits. because the one guy looks like a goth David Duchovny, but it was not David Duchovny. That man's name is Park Bench. Leave that there for a second.
That has to be a stage name, I hope.
So that's what he's credited as on everything. And then I looked at something, he did something in 2013, and on IMDb where if you have a different name or like, you know, if you're a junior, but they'll say it like credited as like what they actually put you in. In 2013, he was credited in something else as Parker Benchley. So I want to say his real name is probably Parker Benchley.
Probably.
Because I don't think any parents are going to name their kid Park Bench.
I think he used it as a pickup line, like, hey, you want to sit on me? I'm a parked bench.
I hope not.
Hey, that's off the cuff. I didn't know his name until now, okay?
Yeah. Anyway, but great
We
scene
need special
there,
effects. We need some crickets.
Yeah.
we need the boat horn.
That would have deserved a...
No.
Any thoughts on Sri Lanka? No? Okay, moving on.
Pretty country.
No, but it's another example of how pompous everybody is and how blowhardy and how full of their own shit. Like, he's just like, I've got this shit in my back pocket that I want to say to make people feel like they're not as worldly or they don't care about stuff as much as Patrick. Patrick knows all. We need to solve terrorism. We need to solve
He says
hunger.
all the right things. We
Everything.
have to feed the homeless. We have to be the forefront of civil rights. We have to make sure women have equal rights. And he says all the right stuff, probably in a way to stand out because all of his other buddies are anti-Semitic and misogynist, and he's trying not to be.
Well, that's because
but it doesn't come across like they don't. It doesn't make him a better person.
But I
nobody
think
notices.
This was the brilliance of the writing and the acting is that he overdoes it. I mean, he's trying to say the right things. Obviously, he doesn't give a shit about any of that stuff, right? But he's trying to say the right things, and it comes off as creepy. And that's what a psychopath is. You know, they mimic, they copy, and they reproduce, and then he has this whole ego thing where he has to be better than everybody at everything or something, and then it misses.
Yeah, because
that's a psychopath.
Because even Carruthers is like, "Oh, Patrick, that's so sweet," and then they're just like moving on. It's just like, "Oh, that's nice, like great thought," like, and then that's it.
Like two psychopaths talking.
Yeah.
Does this clown taste funny? Wait, is that a different show?
So then we get Bateman at the dry cleaners with the Chinese. I believe. Well, I'm not gonna. I don't know the.
Wow.
All right, come on.
Odds are though, you're right.
Stop it. We don't know the Asian dry cleaners.
Descent, yeah.
They don't speak English. He's trying to communicate with them. We don't know if it's blood on the sheets. It's crayon apple. You know, whatever.
It's blood.
I like the girl that he must have dated once comes in and sees him and he wants to set up another date and he's like, I'm busy. Matinee of Les Mis Saturday. And he's just like on his way out the door. He's like, oh Christ, I'll call you. Like that had big Tom Cruise energy in that the line delivery of that.
So a little tiny little scene that happens just before that. He's walking home at night.
Right.
And he walks next to that lady, and I was like,
right, what's going to happen?
Girl, you in danger, girl.
Yeah,
you need to get out of there. You don't know who you're walking next to. And then you're like, and he's like, gives her a smile, and then it cuts away to the dry cleaner with the big stain. Is like, he fucking killed her.
Right. Worth noting, maybe it's because I've seen this a couple times and I know what it's about, but I do not see Christian Bale having that disarming energy, right? I don't know what she looked over and saw and reconsidered where she's like, hey, he seems like I should walk with them.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? Did they do a good job of letting him put on the mask of I'm not going to hurt you?
I
definitely
think that for women... All women.
Careful.
Tread lightly.
From my wife's perspective, what she has told me is that see men naturally as more of a threat. Well, some women, a large number of women, see men more as a threat when they first, interact. So for him to get past all of that, like on the street, he's dressed nicely, so chances of him robbing her are down. He
basically
is smiling.
He says the
maybe
nicest thing he can say. He's just like, hello.
He says good evening and doesn't leer.
Yeah.
He doesn't like ogle her. I guess so.
Yeah, so it looks
I mean.
like he's not a threat. And
also
that would have gotten her.
Maybe she was like, why isn't he looking at me kind of thing. Who knows?
Yeah, I think they did a good job.
All right, fine.
And I think he intentionally walks next to her. Like when the light turns, they pause, like they want to see if one starts walking before the other, but he waits and then walks right
first,
walks
right.
along
Yeah, because
with
you don't want to walk behind her because that's a threat,
her. Yep.
right? And he doesn't
She
want to walk in
doesn't-
front
she
of her
doesn't want to go
because he
first,
wants to take her home and kill her, right? He doesn't
Pretty
want her to
much.
think that he's not interested.
I think he's like a half step ahead, so it looks like he's not interested.
he's a good serial killer.
Yeah.
for a while.
Until he fucking loses his shit.
Yeah. So then he's talking to Courtney on the phone while porn's on the background and talking about Lewis, who's out of town. Pumpkin, you're dating an asshole. Pumpkin, you're dating a dickweed. Pumpkin, you're dating a tumbling dickweed. Just great stuff.
Stop calling me Pumpkin.
Stop calling me Pumpkin. And then offers to take her to Dorsia, and that gets her attention. Like, oh, Dorsia is nice. Again, they just call this movie Dorsia, you know? It's,
Yeah.
You know,
Was it really a restaurant, I wonder? Probably not.
I don't know.
I wouldn't
It's a good
think
point.
so.
We should open one.
I'll research while you talk.
All right. And if not, like, we should open one and like just it'd be like a fast food restaurant, like not even fancy at all. And it'd be hilarious. So they get the dinner with Courtney. How long did that dinner with Courtney last with her on lithium or Valium or whatever, where she's just passed out
Oh
2
my
seconds
God.
after they sit down? She's like, "This is Dorsia," and like sits down, slumps down, she's passed out. And yeah, how long did that dinner last before they just come over and like, you guys got to leave?
Yeah.
Less than 5 minutes.
I found out that Dorsia
10.
is a platform for making reservations. It was never really a restaurant.
Was
there
it
you
a
go.
platform back then?
I doubt it.
No,
So
there's
somebody
no
watched this
platforms.
movie and is like, we need a because this whole movie is about having reservations. Like,
Dorsia,
Members only
yeah.
platform.
like, I'm not
so-
even hungry, but I need to have a
Members only,
reservation.
so you
somewhere.
automatically get a leg up.
Yeah. This whole movie is about like having to be somewhere. Like my name's got to be on a list somewhere, even if I'm not hungry.
Right.
Is like, I have to be that important.
Right. This is their world.
Yeah. So back at the office, we get to the business card scene, and this is where Jared Leto comes in, mistakes Christian Bale for someone named Marcus Halberstram. You know, both wear the same suit, Oliver Peoples glasses, but I have a slightly better haircut. And they're going over the business cards, and
And he just runs with it.
yeah,
He doesn't say, I'm not Marcus.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's crazy.
And it works for him
Well,
throughout the movie.
sure, it gives him an alibi.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and it gets Paul Allen to say things to him that he would otherwise not say, like
About
Patrick Bateman's a loser, and oh, Evelyn, great ass, like, you know, about his
Yeah,
about his
fucking everybody
fiance.
hates Patrick Bateman.
He's a
to his
loser.
face, thinking he's somebody else.
Right, because he's a loser. Yeah, great scene. That's the business card scene. You know, they're all just white with black letters, but it's like, oh, it's raised lettering.
Is
Let's see
this
Paul Allen's card.
is this the most memorable scene in the movie?
No, but it's
No,
I
it's the
feel
most
like
memorable not horror scene in the
It's
movie.
probably the one that I
Yeah.
think of the most as far as like just the acting and everything. But
yeah. I can't believe Van Patten prefers Bryce's card to mine.
Yeah, he's spinning. He's spinning out of control.
Yeah. But all their cards say vice president on them. And I think this is a callback to Wall Street, the Michael Douglas movie, where he talks about a company has 37 vice presidents. He doesn't know what a single one of them does. So this movie, like all of them have vice president on their business card, but none of them actually work. They're all out drinking, having lunch, having dinner, or in Bateman's case, goes to his office and does the crossword puzzle, watches Jeopardy, you know, doodles in his journal. They don't do work ever.
working in a bank, I'm familiar with the concept of several vice presidents. I know some myself, but you know, it is funny. It is funny because, you know, there's a ton of vice presidents, and it sounds important. It does sound important. On a
It sounds
business
like
card
you
for
are
sure.
one away from being the
right
top dog
one
at your
heartbeat
bank.
away, if you will.
Yeah.
Right.
One. Yeah.
But yeah, you see, yeah, he doesn't know any work. I assume his friends do zero work as well. There was a mention of like, well, your dad basically owns the company, which his dad's name is not in the company, so he doesn't.
There's
But
a
he's
couple
really
times,
high
yeah.
up.
She mentions
But-
him being a CEO. So he's straight up lying to her too.
Yeah, so I just imagine that, you know, these guys have a good, hardworking team behind them that's actually doing all the work, and they're just there for every once in a while when a client comes to town and needs to be schmoozed, which I kind of feel like was a missed opportunity for a good scene where they could have taken somebody out and it was 3 or 4 people, and one of them was a woman, and he's just got to kill her, and she just doesn't show up the next day, and I don't know what happened to her.
Yeah. So then after this scene, we get Patrick Bateman goes down a dark alley. We meet Al, the homeless guy, who's played by Reg E. Cathy. Fantastic character actor. Great credits on his resume. He had a
Bubbles.
No, he's not Bubbles.
I
Bubbles
wish it
from The
was
Wire?
Bubbles.
No, he's not
not
Bubbles.
Bubbles.
No, he's in The Wire. He's Norman Wilson. He plays Tommy
Right,
Carcetti's
he's like a
aide.
reporter,
Oh, that's right. That's right.
No, he's Mayor Carcetti's aide.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's a
Or,
reporter
like,
in
political
Daredevil,
strategist
I think,
or
isn't he,
whatever.
maybe. I know he's in
I
like
never saw that either. I don't do-
Fantastic Four.
I just remember thinking,
Yeah.
oh, not fucking Bubbles.
But
Bubbles gonna get
in
it.
94, he was in The Mask. He's one of the guys in the crew that robs the bank.
That's a spicy meatball.
Jesus.
What the hell was that?
That's in The Mask.
He doesn't say that, but yeah.
I
He's,
know
he's
that.
in Clear and Present Danger, and he's in Airheads. Great. I love that fucking movie.
He's a good
Airheads.
I think
character
you're
actor.
confusing him with Adam Sandler.
Stop it. I love Bateman questions him like, how'd you lose your job? Drinking? Insider trading? And then he's like, just kidding. Kills him and the dog very gruesomely. And yeah.
Both my son and my wife were in the room when he kills the dog,
Ugh.
and they shriek audibly like, the movie's called American Psycho, guys.
Yeah.
He's a psycho.
Right.
Yeah. Anytime you're watching a horror movie, there's an animal. I'm like, oh fuck, don't. Please don't.
Yep.
And then sometimes they do. Cut to the Christmas party. So we moved along a little bit in the timeline. Hamilton, have a holly jolly Christmas. It's a great gift. It's a great line. I just say that around Christmas time to some people, to some of my friends. Have a
Wow,
holly
weird.
jolly Christmas.
While wearing antlers.
Right. Invites Paul Allen to dinner. He's still playing the role of Marcus Halberstram to Paul Allen because Evelyn's like, why do you call you Marcus? He's like, mistletoe alert to distract her. It's funny.
Yep.
So they go to dinner at Texarkana. There's nobody there.
Fun
He's like, I could have gotten us into Dorsia. Nobody goes there anymore.
fun fact, in that scene where he says, hey, Marcus is in the scene, and
Right.
you can see him turn his head a little bit to be like, who's calling my name? But, it's I missed it until I saw like a little things you might have missed video.
Yeah. Is that Ivana Trump over there? Oh, jeez. Why would Ivana Trump be at Texarkana? Yeah, just another great scene. And then I wonder, with all the nasty things he says, when the waiter asks him about, do you want to hear the specials? It's like, not if you want to keep your spleen. Like, did he really say that one? Because I don't know. I don't know. I think some of the stuff he says, some of the stuff, and then some of the stuff he
Right.
doesn't. But
I'm taking it all literal.
Yeah.
He said it.
You're taking all literal. Okay,
All
so we
literal.
know how you're going to feel on the ending then. Okay.
right.
Yep.
So then we get to, you like Huey Lewis in the news?
Yeah, they're okay. I do like them a lot, but
Yeah. So that Alan's got to be drunk off his ass because the room is, all the furniture's covered,
Tarps
newspaper
on the
on the
furniture.
floor.
He asked him if he's got a dog or something.
Yeah,
like
he's like,
that.
you got a dog? What's with all the newspapers?
apparently a reference to the book. There's a dog he has in the book named Chow that he beats to death or something. So that was a
gross.
scene that's in the book, apparently.
Gross.
Ask Mary about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then, he's going through the whole Huey Lewis monologue while he's taking some medicine. We don't know what it is. It doesn't say. I paused it and looked. I didn't see anything on the
Not
bottle.
antipsychotics.
No, it's not that. And he's putting the raincoat on. He moonwalks out of the bathroom. He's got the axe. And
Is that a raincoat?
yes, it is. And then, hey, Paul. Axe
Kills him.
kills
Dead.
him. Yeah. Try getting a table at Dorsia now, you fucking stupid bastard. The whole thing, this whole fucking movie's about this restaurant Dorsia, and we never get there. No one ever
Never.
goes there.
It's
They all can't get in there. None of them are important enough, apparently.
Yep.
You'll notice if you insult him or make him feel less than, you are going to get it.
You get
Yeah.
got.
So the blood splatters on him, and then after he hacks him up 7 or 8 times, and then he sits down with a cigar, the camera catches the profile of him, and there's only a little bit of blood splatter on the side that the camera catches him. So I wonder if that's supposed to show his two-faced nature, the way that it's a profile shot when he lights a cigar. Then they show the front of him, and he's covered in blood and everything. But like when he sits down, it's like he walks over to the chair and he's blood all over the one side of his face. He sits down, the other side of his face is pretty clean, like 95% clean. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but because he is kind of a two-faced schizo kind of character.
For you, I'm gonna hope it is because he likes that.
Thanks. Yeah. I do like good shots like that. Let's see. What was better for Huey Lewis? Hip to Be Square in American Psycho or Power of Love and Back to the Future?
Bigger for his career was definitely Back to the Future.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
I mean, do you think he was forgotten about? And then this new generation, 15 years after Back to the Future, here's Hip to Be Square, and then they go check out his whole catalog again?
Maybe.
Do you guys have a favorite Huey Lewis song?
Power of Love, maybe.
No.
I Want a New Drug, maybe. Is that one?
Not a big Huey Lewis.
Heart of Rock and Roll is a good one.
The Heart of Rock and Roll is great.
Yeah. There's a great Office episode where Michael's raising money or doing an auction for Bruce Springsteen tickets, and then he gives Daryl a playlist, he gives him his top 10 Bruce Springsteen songs as a playlist to play. Daryl's like, 5 of them were Huey Lewis in the News.
That's awesome.
Tracy Chapman, Fast Car.
Being a child of the 80s, like I had some of these CDs, so I started to ask myself, am I Patrick Bateman? You know?
Uh-oh. Yikes.
Like a big Phil Collins guy myself, and Whitney Houston had her moment. So I was
VP.
worried. Robert Palmer?
It's only a matter of time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we get, Bateman's dragging the body out through the lobby of his building, putting it in a back of a cab, and then Lewis Carruthers, Patrick, is that you? No, Lewis, it's not me. You're mistaken. It's so good, these line readings. And then, where did you get that overnight bag? Like, that's all he cares about.
That's all he cared about.
Not that it's blood soaked, or there could be it definitely looks like a body in a bag.
And he told him. I don't remember what.
Jean-Paul Gaultier.
Yes, Jean-Paul Gaultier. Fun fact, 2-second thing here. He's dragging the bag along. It's dragging blood through the lobby. You turn around from the other angle. You do not see the blood.
Yep. Yeah.
So,
key point. Then the next day at work, he's getting in. Detective Kimball, Willem Dafoe, shows up to interview him. And this is a great scene. He fakes like he's on the phone. And I gotta let you go. T. Boone Pickens just walked in.
it's a good joke.
It's a good joke.
Good joke. I'm going to use that one.
And then they filmed this scene 3 different ways, or 3 different times. And the first one they filmed it where Willem Dafoe is supposed to play like he knows Patrick Bateman killed Paul Allen. The second way they filmed it, Dafoe is supposed to be indifferent, like doesn't know, just gathering information. And the third way they film it is Dafoe definitely thinking it's not Patrick Bateman, so just going through the motions, like, yeah, it's whatever, So then they filmed it 3 ways and then cut all 3 of them together to put it together so that you get different impressions of Dafoe each time with each question. So even the viewer doesn't know if Dafoe is on the right track or not about the killing or about the disappearance, we'll say, of Paul Allen. So
yeah,
surprise you guys cool. How shook Christian Bale was after that initial interrogation. I feel like he was more unraveled than the character, in my opinion, should be.
Maybe he's getting upset because he kind of gives some details, like he says the whole Yale thing, and then he asks him again, and then he asks him later in the interrogation, like, where did he go to school? And he's like, don't you know this? Because he did ask him, like, so maybe just getting upset at the questioning,
right?
Or he's feeling like am I being cross-examined? He's like, does it feel like it? Like, he's starting to get like on edge. Like, it's a good detective, I guess.
Yeah.
Did you know Paul was a latent homosexual?
That Yale thing. Yeah. And then he has to go because he has a meeting with Cliff Huxtable.
Yeah. I was like, did you say Cliff Huxtable?
He definitely said Dr. Cliff Huxtable.
Just great stuff. And I don't know. That's a popular show then. I don't know how Dafoe is like with who? Like how he didn't pick up on it. It's just a throwaway. But
I would have taken the lime. I would have asked for the lime.
Yeah.
With my mineral water.
Always take the lime. Unless it's cucumber water.
And then you don't want lime in your
no
cucumber
lime
water?
in the cucumber water.
Okay. Yeah. Cut to another horror movie making an appearance here, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Bateman's doing 1,000 push-ups probably, or 1,000 crunches in front of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Well, he's doing them the whole movie. The movie's at the end, and he's just banging these crunches out. Like, was he doing them the whole time? I don't know.
I mean, objectively, he looked cut. He was doing a lot of crunches for this role.
Oh, he looks incredible in this movie. Like the stretching in the beginning. I mean, it's like, damn, like he looks great. He does.
I'm
just saying. I'm comfortable enough to say that he looks great in this movie.
Drink some water off them abs. Is that what you're saying?
No.
Some tequila shots.
I'm just comfortable enough to say that he looks
Same.
fantastic.
Yeah,
Same.
he does.
So he goes and picks up Christy. Your name's Christy. Calls for Sabrina. Well, he calls for a blonde who's into couples. Go back to his apartment. And then that leads to the
Your favorite line of the movie.
leads to the Phil Collins scene. Yeah. Why don't you dance a little bit? And then Sabrina, don't just stare at it, eat it.
It's important to keep the. He wants them to be impressed by him too. You haven't asked me what I do.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly. Yeah.
The one of them.
Don't you want to know what I do?
Right,
And they're
Christy.
like, no, they don't care.
Christy's more empathic than she thinks. She's like, this is a lovely house. She knows that there's some flattery that needs to be tossed around here.
Right. Yeah. Actually, that's none of your business, Christy. But it wasn't cheap.
Tuxedo, by the way.
Yeah, we're in a
tuxedo.
tux. Yeah. Do you guys have a favorite Phil Collins song?
I could go all day on this one,
Go ahead.
but I'm not going to.
Don't go all
because-
day.
All right. I mean, Land of Confusion's probably my favorite, but that might be Genesis.
Nah.
It's hard to pull them apart, but
In the Air Tonight.
in the
Air
internet's
Tonight.
great. It's a little over,
I like
yeah.
Easy Lover's my favorite.
It's a good one.
It's my favorite one.
I didn't love his remake of the old, some of the Stop in the Name of Love, stuff like that. Wasn't a big fan of that album.
Yeah.
Gonna go on a
Fair.
limb.
Yeah. It sounds like you and Patrick Bateman could converse a little bit
We could
about this.
We could.
Yeah. So, yeah, and then we get the threesome scene. They get it on. They start to get it on, and they have Bateman flexing in the mirror, which I'm sure all three of us have done quite a bit. While,
Who doesn't have a mirror, large mirror next to their bed?
To me, this goes to he doesn't have human emotions. He doesn't know how to be intimate. This is all from what he's watching. This is what he's seen in the movies. So, this
Right.
is how he's going to act because this is how people act while they're having sex.
Yep.
Yeah, sure. And then we get one of the notes from this scene because there was, to get this down to an R rating, I guess, 2 notes from the scene, I guess. And I don't know.
I don't know how far we should go into this.
Well,
thing, guys.
I mean, this is an explicit podcast. It's labeled as such.
Capital E.
You're listening to a horror movie podcast about dissecting people and whatnot. Anyway, so he says the line like get down on your knees so she can see your ass. I guess the line read asshole instead of ass, but it had to be ass to get an R rating. Asshole makes it NC-17.
I thought he did say asshole.
He did not say
he did
asshole.
not.
I just feel like it was important for all three of us to say the word asshole. On the
Asshole.
pod.
Right. So I don't know why.
Booty hole.
I don't know. One makes it R, one makes it NC-17. That's I don't know. That's just weird. I guess.
I mean,
Is that extra? Is saying hole make it so much more graphic?
kind of?
Yeah.
'Cause you can see an ass in a PG-13 movie, like a nude ass.
You can
cannot
call
see-
somebody an ass.
Well,
You
they're not
cannot
showing it. They're just saying the word.
right, but you cannot see an asshole in a PG-13 movie.
No. Yeah.
right.
You got to pay extra.
I don't think you can in an R-rated movie. I'm just saying that it's just the word.
Oh, you're right.
I don't know. I've never seen an asshole in an
R-rated
R-rated movie.
Yeah. Anyway, so it's just that little extra 4 letters on the word. And then while they're in the sex scene, there's a part where I think it's Sabrina reaches over and grabs Christy's ass. And I guess
Hole?
just grabs her ass, and I guess her ass jiggles a little bit.
Oh, jiggle physics.
And it jiggles a little bit, and they were like, nope, you need to make it so it doesn't do that. And or else that was also going to make it NC-17
What?
versus R. And then the third one they had to cut like another 30 seconds out of this because the girls looked bored. Which, there's a part where like Christy's just laying there, like not participating, and he's like, look at the camera, and she looks up and waves. But like they look too bored, like you have to cut all the parts where they look bored out of it. Because then I guess it kind of looks more like rape if they look bored. I don't know. I'm just saying.
I don't either.
If they look bored, it looks like
I feel like they could have cut some from what he was watching at home.
definitely, for sure. Yeah. So that's
Anyway.
that scene. Any more thoughts on that?
Well, it's
Those are the two. That's the big first half of the movie is the Paul Allen scene, that murder, the threesome, with the Phil Collins scene. Like, did I miss anything in there?
Yeah, for the sake of time, I feel like the next moment is another oh shit moment, like we're not done yet moment. And, then he's pulling a hanger out of...
Right.
He's pulling torture devices out. We're not done yet. That amps it up to, okay.
Yeah, he's somebody different.
Yeah.
And when they leave, like they're bruised up, they're scratched up. Christy's walking with a limp. Like we don't know what happens, and that's in horror that is scarier. Like to not know what happens, but wonder what happens is sometimes more scary than watching it take place. So,
nothing good. Nothing good
happened.
Nope. I guarantee you that the blonde that likes couples is going to be different next time.
Yeah.
For that call.
Not really a blonde though. More of a dirty blonde.
Yeah.
All right. So then that's pretty much that's the big part of the movie.
Do we think it was important that she's blonde as a status kind of thing? Blondes were seen as the desirable in the porns, or do we think it's because he's dating a blonde?
He might just have a thing for him because Christy's a blonde, Evelyn's a blonde.
I feel like
the model he picks up at the club, like later in the movie, she's blonde.
I kind of feel it's another subtle, this is valued over brunettes at the time, right? I kind of feel like that, but who knows?
His Jean, his assistant, she's blonde. Like he probably has a type.
Okay.
I would guess. We get the Ed Gein story when they're at lunch the next day.
Which was actually Ed Kemper, the co-ed killer.
Yeah, Ed Kemper was the one that wondered what they looked like with their head on a stick. Wasn't Ed Gein. But Ed Gein was the poster child for a lot of horror movies like Texas Chainsaw and Psycho and so many other horror movies.
Another example of him letting his mask slip a little bit, being unaware of what's actually going out to the world, but he didn't care because these are people that don't care about what he says, really.
Yeah. Another line that I like is Defoe interviews him again at the office after this and is trying to figure out what he was doing on that day. And he's like, we went to see a new musical, Oh, Africa, Brave Africa. A laugh riot.
Oh, God.
And then when at the end of that interview, Defoe pulls out the Huey Lewis album and is like, you like Huey Lewis in the News? And like, he's got a blank stare. He actually looks like different. He looks like a different person almost, like the makeup job or something. Like he's just completely dead inside.
Did you
see? And he has to be like, no, never heard of him.
Did you see the research that said he subtly tried to
shine the light
into his pupil or whatever to see if he was
flinch.
That one, I guarantee you, nobody caught that. In the moment.
I never caught that. But when I read that and watched this again, I was like, "Wow, he does do that."
So for Charlie here, the wild card,
apparently
used the sun off the CD case to shine it into Patrick's eye to kind of see if it would react to the light. I don't know if it's overthinking or not. What do you think, guys?
Nah, I mean, it's so subtle.
Nuance.
Yeah, it's nuance, but
definitely doesn't come up in wild card research.
No, hell no.
So, Jean wants to go to Dorsia. Patrick sets up a little date with his assistant, and she's like, wherever you want to go, and she's being all sweet about it. He fakes the phone call to Dorsia. 2 at 9? Terrific. And obviously that's fake. And she's like, you didn't give a name. They know me. That whole thing. And then the whole scene with her at his apartment, the tension on first watch is so high because you like her so much and she's not a prostitute. Like she's
not the soulless people he hangs out with.
Right. She's not in this circle.
I think it was another affront, though, that she suggested a place that he couldn't get into. And I think that's when he made the decision that, she's going to die. But I don't know. It doesn't go into, it or anything. But in my opinion, it was just another, hey, you just punched me in the gut by saying Dorsia.
Yeah.
I can't get into Dorsia.
Yeah. But something changes his mind in this visit because he pulls the nail gun out and brings it around to the back of the couch and without her seeing it. And then you're like, is he going to do it? Like, is he not? What's this going to be? Like, you're fearing for her. And then he changes his mind and he puts it back and then he comes and sits down. And then the phone rings. We hear the voicemail of Evelyn on the phone and she's going through the whole thing. And she's like, do you want me to go? And he kind of is like, yeah, like and he admits, like, he's like, I think if you stay, I might I might hurt you or I might do something bad. Like, I mean,
I just want to bring up, like, you have to be, this is a sign of a psychopath. If your phone rings, A, you don't answer it. B, it goes to voicemail for you guys that are really young.
No,
There
I
should be
had
these
answering machines. I had
machines,
answering machines.
right, that would answer your phone and you could hear what they were saying. The second sign of him being a psychopath is just letting her talk. Like, that gave me more anxiety than her, his secretary, possibly getting killed. I was like, go pick it up. Go stop that. Like, she's going to hear everything that's going on. And he just lets it, he just sits there calm and just lets the whole, and they're both sitting there. She's feeling awkward as fuck. He's sitting there being a psychopath, and it's just her talking the whole time.
So he had the nail gun to her head, and then the phone rang, and the voice message, not voice message, the answering machine.
I think he changes
started
her
rolling.
mind before the phone rings, right?
I think
Changes his mind first, then the phone
I think
rings.
he pulls the
as
gun
sits
down when it rings. But I'd have to go back. I'm not. Yeah. So anyway, I think that's important because, like, Evelyn is part of the mask, and it's reminding him of, your world is getting out of control right now. I think that's kind of what it was trying to do.
Yeah. And I think my reading into this is that the way Jean talks is very sweet, is very humble, is very down to earth, and she's very respectful and polite and just asks him questions instead of, like, it's not in a forced way like Christy does and stuff like that. And I think he really just, like, respects her a little bit more. And then when Evelyn calls and he hears the way Evelyn talks to him, it's almost like she is this person and the Jean is like an innocent. Like, Jean is not in, that's where I think he realizes, like, Jean is not in this circle with Evelyn and all these friends.
I'm going to yes and you a little bit and say that she is impressed by Patrick. She is one that kind of is in that, idolizes him a little bit. So I think he wants to hold on to that one a little bit.
Yeah, maybe, but I think he looks at her maybe a little bit more as an innocent bystander.
Did you guys know that Ted Bundy had a collie named Lassie?
Duct tape for taping things. Yeah.
So, the head in the fridge or the freezer.
The head in the freezer.
Want some sorbet?
Sorbet?
I'm watching my calories. No, you didn't say watching my calories because that wasn't a thing. What is? I'm on a diet.
I'm on a diet. She's like, you don't need a diet. You're so fit.
Can always be thinner.
Can always be thinner. Well, we don't have to go out to dinner. Well, I'm not really good at controlling it anyway. Yeah. After this, he goes to his next interview with Defoe. He looks weird again in this scene. He looks weird in the scenes where Defoe's interviewing him. Like, maybe he's sweating. He's profusely sweating. And
to look weird against, like, opposite William Dafoe is tough to do because that's a weird looking gentleman.
But it's like the only time in the movie where someone is actively touching his facade and picking at his facade, and he doesn't know what to do, is the feeling that I got. That, he's just like, it makes him uncomfortable. Obviously, he doesn't have any feelings about stuff, but it's just like,
it's important to know. Like,
I don't know how to react to someone. Like, what if he gets past it? Type of feeling.
You can have no feelings, but still self-preservation. Still,
for
sure.
Yeah. So then he goes on his next date with Christy, picks her up, invites his friend Elizabeth. Christy's weary about going back because she's been like, I had to go to emergency last time, and
poor Christy.
Yeah, this is it starts getting darker and darker. So this is where they get back to Paul Allen's apartment. He's blatantly roofing the wine, like, right in front of them. Like, I mean, not even trying to hide it. He's just standing there doing it. And, like, Christy's looking at it. And then, like, she's not drinking the wine until he's like, you're not drinking your wine, Christy. And she finally takes a sip. And yeah, Elizabeth's like, this tastes weird, but she keeps drinking it. Whitney Houston thing. And he's like, I just want to see you two get it on. And then she's like, don't be lewd. He's like, what's wrong with that? Totally disease free. Like, it's like, hey, that's a good argument. I guess. I mean, it's not the right one, but at least he was trying to make the argument, like, it's totally disease free.
To him, it made sense.
To him, it made sense. But in the book, Patrick Bateman has a lot of cannibalistic tendencies that he does not show in the movie. except for this scene, their sex scene where Christy sneaks out from under the covers, and then we see the blood coming through.
It's almost like he was eating her.
Yeah, you know what he was eating. And then when they circle around and she's running away and they circle back, Christy comes back in the bathroom and Elizabeth is there covered in blood. And then when Bateman catches up to her, starts like chewing on her leg and she gets away. Yeah. So that's the only cannibalistic thing they show.
Oh,
but in the book, there's way, 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 way more of cannibal stuff that he's into.
To get away, she kicks him in the face and he's like, not in the face.
Chasing her down the hallway with the chainsaw. She's banging on doors. Nobody's answering. And then we get the famous scene of her circling down the spiral stairs and he's just holding the chainsaw up.
Was this when we see all the bodies in the different rooms? Okay. So
she opens the closet and sees
you
two
have
of
to
them in
assume
there.
some of those are neighbors and things like that, right? Okay.
Yeah, maybe that's why the doors were.
That's a lot of bodies.
Yeah. And then, I don't know if you guys have ever operated a chainsaw, but that's not how they work. If you let go of it, it's going to stop
spinning. Yeah.
You got to assume that he rigged it to, the safety feature to go.
Well, yeah, maybe. We'll see. Great shot. Great aim. I mean, nailed her.
Oh, my gosh.
Right in the back. Sticks in the floor.
You would say impossible almost, right?
You would say impossible.
Lucky shot.
Almost like he made it up in his head. Impossible.
I don't think he did. That's literal.
Well, you saved it, Charlie.
Yeah. And then we get to the next scene where he's having lunch with Evelyn or coffee or brunch or whatever it is. What fancy restaurant is he drawing on the tablecloth? Or there's paper on the tablecloth with crayons? Like it's
when he's doing the breakup
like
scene?
It's the kids' table. And he's just drawing the picture with the chainsaw in her back and the blood. And Evelyn doesn't notice this. And then when he's breaking up with her, like there's a part where he hides his face. He talks about his homicidal tendencies and things like that. And she doesn't hear this.
No.
Because then he sits back up and looks at her and is like, we need to talk. Like that's when he starts into the conversation with her. So that stuff was in his head, I believe. Like he didn't really say that to her.
This is the beginning of the end, right?
Yeah.
Would you say the chainsaw marks the beginning of the
beginning of the descent? Yeah, his spiral into his downward spiral.
Madness.
So she doesn't understand why he's leaving. She starts making a scene. He's like, "I've assessed this situation, and I'm going." And then he's like, "I have to return some videotapes."
He uses that a couple times.
I love it.
I love it. I have to return some videotapes.
Being of age to rent movies at the store and that constant pressure of the fees that you would get for not returning them on time, it was understandable. I was like, dude, go.
Right.
You gotta go.
Yeah. I'll drive you there. You pay for the tickets, I'll get you there.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then is there anything else you want to get into before we get to his killing spree when darkness falls?
No, you're doing great. Keep going.
Yeah, keep going. We'll keep on going. So, I mean, this last third of the movie, or last quarter of the movie, he goes on the killing spree. And this is where, he's even wondering what the hell's going on, because he is at the ATM and he sees the ATM tell him to feed him a stray cat, which an ATM wouldn't tell you to do that.
You don't know.
And then the old woman sees him about to shoot a cat and stops him. And so he kills her and then starts, the cops come. Yeah. He puts a few rounds towards the cops and a couple into the car, and the cop car blows up, and he looks at his handgun like, what the fuck did I, how did that do that?
What did I shoot you with?
Right.
Runs
into the wrong office building or wrong apartment building because the doorman's like, Mr. Smith burning the midnight oil. So he shoots him. He's not Mr. Smith. Another, case of mistaken identity in this movie. And then he goes out what are those doors called? Revolving doors.
Yep.
And then the cleaner comes out of the elevator. So he comes back in just to shoot the cleaner and then goes back out. And then goes next door to the right building and then goes in, signs his name, goes in.
Did not kill that doorman, though.
No, did not. Goes up to Paul Allen's apartment, I believe. And that's where he calls his lawyer and has this big confession. And a lot of the stuff he confesses to is stuff that we don't see in the movie. It's some stuff that happened in the book.
Ate
brains, that's in the book. Killed his ex-girlfriend Bethany. We don't see that happen in this movie. So some of the stuff, he's like, I killed 20, maybe 40 people,
Yep.
5 or
Big
10 homeless. Like, there's a lot of things that they don't show in the movie that he says he did. He finally says, I killed, or I'm sorry. So he's like, going to see you tomorrow. He next day, payphone, he has a breakdown on the phone. He's talking to Gene, saying he's not going to come in. And he's just mentally breaking down. He's like yanking his Walkman off. He's just like, hair's a mess. He's sweating. He's just like, he can't take it anymore.
It's not doing his daily routine anymore.
No, it does not look like it.
Right.
That face mask.
Had he been doing that,
Right.
we'd have a different conversation.
Yeah. And then, so she realizes something wrong. She's like, Patrick, what's going on? And then she takes it upon herself to go in and find the book in his desk. He ends up at lunch. And he seems better again. Like, he shows up and just like, he seems a little better.
You skipped him going by Paul's, I think.
No, well, he goes by Paul's, and that's where
Was
he
that
calls
before
his
the lunch.
Well, he calls it. Oh, I'm sorry. I missed the part where he goes to Paul's and he puts the mask on because he's going to go in the apartment that he put the dead bodies in, but it's clean and someone is showing it. It's for sale.
Right. There are no bodies.
There's nothing there. And so he's confused. And she's like, did you find this through the listing in the Times? He's like, yeah. And she's like, well, it wasn't listed in the Times, so you better go. Like,
I think I know you guys are building the evidence for your theory, but the way that she reacts, I think so. In this world, it is better for a prestigious condo apartment on Park Avenue to not call the police, dispose of all of the evidence. Right. The whole place is empty. It's been repainted. And so then the way she reacts, she knows it was him. And she doesn't want to get this in the news. She wants just him to leave.
I'm going to agree with you on that one. I know we're building something, but we'll talk about the theories at the end. But I'm agreeing with you on the record right now.
Okay.
She knows.
She knows.
So then we get, so he has the breakdown on the phone. He makes it to lunch. He sees his lawyer and he goes up to him and he's like, hey, and his lawyer's like, Jesus Christ, that message you left me, like, that was great.
Hilarious.
That was hilarious, Davis, or whatever. He calls him Davis. And he's like, God, that was funny as shit. And he's just, he realizes he called him by the wrong name. He's like, don't you know who I am? Don't you recognize me? We talk all the time. He's like, I'm Patrick Bateman. He's like, we talk all the time. You're my lawyer. And he's like, I did all those things. And then the guy's like, I don't find this very funny. He's like, it's not a joke. Like, and he still thinks this guy is Davis. And he's like, you couldn't have killed Paul Allen because I had dinner with Paul Allen twice in London 10 days ago.
Right.
And then then Bateman doesn't know what to think.
In his roundup, another person insults Patrick Bateman. It's like the only flaw in your gag was picking Bateman.
Right.
He's
weak.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. He calls him like that loser Patrick Bateman or whatever. Jean opens the book. We cut back to her at the office and we see all the drawings in there, which are extremely graphic. Extremely graphic.
Not a red flag.
Whose job was it to draw those for the movie? Like, hey, we need 6 pages of weapons going into women's orifices. Like, can you help us out?
I know one guy that wasn't. The guy that was researching the perfect porn movies to be showing. I can't be bothered right now. Leave me alone. I'm brushing my hair.
Maybe that's what Christian Bale was doing while he wasn't thinking that he had the part.
So method. He's like, I'm going to draw this stuff in this book.
Could have been him. Could have been.
There might be some unexplained bodies that happen because of Patrick Bateman and Christian Bale.
Yeah. So then, he goes back and sits with his buddies, and they're all just talking about the same shit. Any reservations? We can't get reservations. Where are we going to go? And Ronald Reagan is talking on TV, and Bateman is kind of just sitting there blank. He's just there's a sign behind him that says this is not an exit, and I think that's the last line in the book is something I read. And then he says he does a little monologue and ends it with, "This confession has meant nothing."
Right.
Because
this is not an exit. Yes, he got away with this, but this does not mean he's exiting his life of whatever this is.
He's just going to keep on going.
Anything else I missed in Act 3 there?
Real fast, I think this might have been Act 2, but another example of him changing his mind. He wasn't fully gone yet. Was him trying to choke the guy in the bathroom that insulted him.
Oh, right.
By
Yeah.
showing him the perfect that was a good business card. The one with the gold lettering on that off-white
Yeah.
there, that was pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
So that insulted him. How can a doofus that's definitely objectively below me in status to everyone? You ask everyone, this guy's below me.
Right.
How can he have a better business card? But,
Yeah. And I think his intention wasn't to kill him. His intention was to
I think
pretend to for attention. And even that didn't get Carruthers' attention. Carruthers' attention was on him sexually. He thought he was coming on to him.
I read it at his,
because
was-
he pulls the glove back and like rubs his hand, and he's like, "Oh,
he
Patrick."
kissed it. Yeah, he
And
was,
then,
he was into it.
and then Bateman goes and washes his hands with the gloves.
Yeah.
I think his intention may have been to kill him, but there was a part of him that was still holding on to the facade. It's like, you can't shit where you eat. This is no way out of this, right?
Yeah, you
What
can't kill somebody in a busy restaurant bathroom and think nothing's going to happen.
You got to eat the humble pie and take him licking your hand or whatever he was doing.
Take the L.
Yeah. Do we want to get into best kill and things like
Sure.
that, or do we want to do theories?
Let's do the best kill
Let's
first.
do best
It's
kill
a
first.
lighthearted one. I think we're
Okay.
going to mostly agree, right?
I mean,
I think so.
I think there's two options.
Same.
It's
I got
Paul
two
Allen or Christie.
I'm going to
Charlie?
go with Christie on the stairwell with the chainsaw.
I'm going to hand you my clue card that says you are wrong. No, I got to go Paul. I got to go Paul. The whole setup, the whole diatribe that he did beforehand about Huey Lewis in the news, like, it was great. But yes, the as far as difficulty level, Christie wins, right? If this is an Olympic sport, that gets like a 2.0 times difficulty bump.
Right.
But yeah, I think Paul Allen is my most memorable best kill.
All right, you're the tiebreaker, I guess.
No, it's Paul Allen for me too.
Oh, come on,
It's-
man.
It's the
Eat that ass, Charlie.
I mean, it's the Huey Lewis going on in the background. It's just, I mean, you said it, the way he amps up, his excitement level and the raincoat, the moonwalking back into the room. That's a good looking axe, by the way.
It's a beautiful axe.
Shiny as axe.
Chrome plated.
Like, did anybody else said I need an axe like that? I think that crossed my mind, and not for what he used it for.
Right. He probably there's probably a deleted scene where he talks about this axe for like
gosh.
3 minutes straight.
It's made from the best
Right,
steel,
right.
Corinthian steel. I don't even know if that's a thing.
Damascus.
Sounds good. Damascus. No, that's layered.
Right.
All right, so 2-1, Paul Allen, best kill in this movie. Where did our victims go wrong in this movie? Well, actually, before we do victims.
Dumbest one?
Well,
Can
before
we
we do
go
that,
down?
let's do our theories,
Okay.
because then that might change.
Go
some
ahead,
of
guys.
our
I got
answers.
no theories because I'm taking everything as literal.
All right, so Charlie, you're basically saying that all the kills actually happened.
I think all the kills actually happened.
The director agrees with you. You saw that, right, Mike?
I did.
The director says, hey, this was all done. I don't know if that lines up with the book because I haven't read the book, but I think it's a mixture. I think definitely the condo person that's selling it knows that there were a bunch of bodies in there, got rid of them because it's $1 million condo.
Yep.
But I think it's a mixture, and I think it's hard to parse out which ones were real or not because Patrick, famously a horrible, unreliable narrator. We don't know if he's saying these things. We don't know if he's doing these things, etc.
Yeah, and I think it's a mixture as well because you can definitely tell there's times where, like I said, where he's admitting to Evelyn when he breaks up with her about his homicidal tendencies, but he's hiding his face kind of down. You can't really see him speaking, but he's saying about his homicidal tendencies and that he's going crazy, and she doesn't hear it. And then he looks up and he's like, we need to talk. Like that's him starting the conversation at that point, not with the homicidal stuff. Also the bartender where he's, says what he says and wants to stab her to death and play in her blood. Like the bartender doesn't hear that.
We've all said
And
things like that.
he says to the model, like, I'm into murders and executions. And she's like, "Oh, mergers and acquisitions." Like she didn't pick
But I
up
think
that,
that
he
was
said-
like insider stuff. I think she had heard that before, so she knew.
She's smarter than your typical model.
Right.
Yeah, well, that's what they want you to think.
Right.
Or that, yeah, she's like, "You probably think I'm dumb, but that's okay. I don't mind."
You have kind eyes.
Yeah,
Did not.
No, he did not.
I do think the Paul Allen kill is real. I do think he does that because he does go missing right after that. Like his wife doesn't know where he is.
He goes to London.
Well,
Mike.
Yeah, and that's the plan. Is like he goes to London, but then,
Kidding.
but nobody knows who anybody is in this
That's
movie.
where it is.
So where the lawyer doesn't even recognize Bateman as his own client, and is like, "I had lunch with Paul Allen twice 10 days ago." Like that could have been somebody that looked like
Could have
Paul
been
Allen.
Habersham or-
That he's calling Paul Allen because he's calling Bateman Davis. The other
Right.
guy's calling Bateman Halberstram. In the beginning, they're like, that's Paul Allen. They're like, "That's not Paul Allen. Paul Allen's on the other side of the restaurant." Neither one of them are Paul Allen. Like nobody knows who any of these motherfuckers are.
Right.
So when he's like, "I had lunch with Paul Allen 10 days ago," like maybe he fucking didn't. Like
He
I
did
I
not.
think
No,
he did not have
Yes,
lunch
he
with him.
did.
So the optimistic, in some weird way, I'm still rooting for him in a weird way. Like, is it like weird? Like I'm like, oh well, maybe he did imagine this and he can get some help or something. He's not going to get help.
Yeah.
But anyway.
No.
so. I feel like that one is real. I feel like the first threesome, the Phil Collins scene, that's real. Where they actually leave hurt because he goes back to get Christy again and she is hurt and was like, "I shouldn't come back with you."
I had to go to emergency last time.
You
Yeah.
have to have an operation.
Yeah, like
Might-
so.
might
I
need a lawyer.
think that's real. I think, but I don't think the chainsaw part is real because the
bodies.
it doesn't work. The bodies I don't think was real. I think that's just stuff that
Okay.
that he made up. Like
Maybe
I
you
think
get rid
he's
of
making
one
up
body.
her finding the stuff and her running away and him chasing her because he was just watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre while doing crunches. And then now he's like playing his own scene out from that movie in his head.
So you think
I think he made all that up.
that's where the break is with reality?
Yep.
Okay.
So I think he makes all that up. But I think the stuff with Jean is real. I think Jean seeing the book and what she saw is real. So he definitely has these thoughts because she sees the book. Like they're there. She sees it.
They missed a great opportunity. How great would it have been when she opens it up a couple pages in, you see all fun, no play makes Patrick a dull boy.
I think it would have been a little too on the nose there.
A
Buddy.
little bit. Yeah, so I'm with Justin. I think there's a mixture. I think the Paul Allen one is real. I think some of the other stuff is in his head. But I think like you said, the director wants all this to be real.
Director says all of it's real. Yeah.
So me and the director,
Doesn't exactly make
the
sense.
director.
Yeah. So
You are the director, I guess.
basically.
yeah. All right. So knowing that, so where did all these victims go wrong? I mean, Paul Allen running his mouth to Bateman about what a loser Bateman is, and
Right.
not knowing who he's associated
I don't
with.
think he cared about the insult to Patrick Bateman as much as the fact that the Dorsia thing was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Christy going back to Bateman's for a second time.
that
She had a
I'm gonna go out on
check
a line
in
here.
hand.
That's
She should have just
that's
ran.
dumbest character. I will accept no other answer.
Yeah. Other candidates for dumbest character, Evelyn. Just, she's kind of a gold digger, I guess. And just being in this world with these people and just not she's planning a wedding with a guy that clearly is like, "No, I can't take the day off work." Like,
Right.
who is not even the slightest bit
I'm
interested.
sorry I brought
in
up
her.
the wedding.
Yeah, not even the slightest bit interested in her at all. I don't know. All his misogynistic friends and anti-Semitic friends, like they all just are saying the worst hateful shit sometimes. Like they're dumb. Yeah, Christy though, you're not going back to that place second time. She must have been hard up for some cash because that's the only way.
Yeah.
I mean,
But-
that is true. We are, when I say dumb, I don't want to discount the plight of the.
Sure.
Right. She made a dumb decision.
It's a
Doesn't mean she's
seedy
dumb.
neighborhood that they go to pick her up. It's not, a high-end service by any means.
And she did get compensated for the last time. Like he threw a bunch of cash at her. So she's like, hey, maybe I can pay for something for a few months.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see where we're at. All right. So a few more fun facts, some differences between the book and the movie. So when he confesses that he might do something to harm Jean, and then she gets out of there. That is actually an escort in the book that finds him attractive, that he confesses to and lets her off the hook. In the book, Bateman is a much more bigoted character. He strangles an old man in Central Park when he flirts with him. In this movie, he kills the homeless guy and the dog, but not because he's bigoted in any way. Like I said, more cannibalistic in the book. One of the scenes in the book, he eats a woman's brains with Grey Poupon spread on top. He also describes a scene of having jumper cables hooked up to a woman's breast like a sizzling skillet of bacon. I just said that into a microphone. Killing his ex-girlfriend Bethany doesn't happen in the movie. In the book, she is beaten with a mace, stabbed, and he bites her fingers off while laughing uncontrollably.
God damn.
In the book, he kills a little boy at the zoo, but later regrets it, admitting the children have no mistakes to pay for. They didn't come close to addressing anything like this in the movie.
Darn.
Rolex was not happy about the huge amount of product placement in the book.
F Rolex.
So they never mention the watch by name in the movie. So when he's in bed with the two girls and the one rolls over and like hits his wrist, he's like, "Don't touch the watch." That line in the book is "Don't touch the Rolex." So they weren't allowed to use that in the movie. Yeah. And they changed some of the names. Paul Allen in the book is Paul Owen. I don't know why they do that. It's so stupid.
I agree. That's weird.
It's dumb. I was trying to figure out when this movie takes place. He says he just got the new Robert Palmer tape, which puts us in June of 1988. But the speech that Reagan gives on TV at the end is in May of 1987. We're also going over Christmas season. The Zagat restaurant review book is from 1987. So I don't know. Maybe the Robert Palmer tape's a continuity error, I guess, is the only explanation there.
That they gave that porn guy two jobs. Research the porn.
He got
and
one right.
The dates.
Bret Easton Ellis wrote a book called The Rules of Attraction in 1987. He wrote this book in 1990. They also made a movie adaptation of Rules of Attraction. One of the characters is named Sean Bateman. This is Patrick's brother. And in the movie, they don't cross. There's a phone call where I think Sean is played by James Van Der Beek, and he picks up the phone and he doesn't recognize his voice. He's like, "Patrick," but it's somebody else. I think that's it. I think that's the only reference. In the book, I think they are
solid movie.
They do get together. Like,
I think I have, but I don't remember.
Yeah, it's something. It addresses a lot of controversial topics. Like, I don't know, it addresses a lot of
American Psycho.
Stuff. Yeah, right. Bret Easton Ellis also praised the film. He said it improved upon the novel and drove home the critique of male behavior and that Patrick Bateman is a total loser. So he was trying to, through his book, basically get the point across that Bateman's a loser and that Mary Harron also drove this point home. He really appreciated.
So don't be like Patrick.
Don't be like Patrick Bateman. No. Yeah. Best needle drops in this movie. Which ones did you guys like? We got Walking on Sunshine, Simply Irresistible, Hip to Be Square, Into Deep, Susudio,
baby.
Well, I'm a Walking on Sunshine guy.
I also like that one.
Yeah. Justin, do you want to get Atticus and or Apollo down for theirs? Are they going to be in for this one?
Should we pause it real quick?
No, we'll do some more while they're waiting, okay. But just have them come on down. Some of my favorite quotes. I have to return some videotapes. Try getting a table at Dorsia now, you fucking stupid bastard. Oh, when he says, you know what Ed Gein said? And his buddy's like, Ed Gein, the maitre d' at Canal Bar? No, Lewis, it's not me. You're mistaken. Because I want to fit in all the pumpkin stuff. Marcus and I go to the same barber, although I have a slightly better haircut.
Good stuff.
Lunch meeting with Cliff Huxtable. Oh, Africa, Brave Africa. Laugh Riot. Totally disease-free. Just some of my favorites.
No notes. All good lines.
You forgot. And don't just stare at it.
Well, of course.
Eat it.
I mean, that's at the top of the show. That's the line. That is the best.
And I remember that line wrong for so long. I remember it as, it's not going to eat itself.
That's almost a little better.
Rewrite. Workshop.
Oh, man. Body count? You guys want to take a guess?
Ooh.
And we're not... so this will be...
On screen?
Well,
that we see dead bodies.
He admits on screen, and we'll do on screen, and then others he admits to. Not saying like he rounds. He's like, I don't know, maybe 20, 40. So we're not going by that number. The ones he actually admits to.
Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 on screen, on screen. Well, not that one lady he kills that he was walking next to. That wasn't on screen,
counts,
but
right?
the bloody sheets.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So
And the model counts.
6.
I'm gonna go with like 17. Are we talking about the bodies hanging in the closet too, or
All the body count.
Oh, 9.
17?
You looked it up.
I didn't.
There's 10 on screen, and then others he admits to bring it up to 17. Most of them in the end with the 2 cops and the old lady and the doorman and the cleaning guy. Yeah. How about a gore score for this movie, guys?
Gore score, like you said, they had to make some cuts to make it not go NC-17. I'm gonna go with like a 6 on this one because there was a lot of unshown things.
Yeah,
the chainsaw through the body could have been way worse.
Well,
the
lot of it
axe
could have been
through
way worse.
Paul Allen could have been way. Yeah, I might go to 5.5.
I'd go 5.
5? I said 4, but I'll give it a 5.
Oh, you being
stingy?
Mike's the conservative one on this one.
So Paul Allen's killing you. You get the axe coming down and the blood spurt, and then he like rolls them off the chair, and you get some blood pour out. There's no more gore after that. Like he hacks them, but you don't see anything. You just thud, thud, thud.
You know he's eating somebody, in the groin area, but like you don't see it. Yeah. You see a head in a fridge.
Yeah, you see a little bit of blood coming through the sheets, but you don't get like. And then when he comes up, he's got some blood on his face.
Yeah, maybe like a 4.5 now. Yeah.
Maybe a 2.
No.
Wait, what would be a 1? Have we decided? Didn't we say like the Gremlins?
I think I said
or
like
something?
Adam's Family's a 1.
Adam's Family. Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right. Yeah, 5 at the most.
5 at the most. We'll go with that.
Yeah.
All right. So for the Gen Z opinion, Atticus is joining us here. Atticus is our resident 15-year-old, and I know has seen this movie before. You did go as Patrick Bateman for Halloween one year, right?
I do want to say that I was conflicted on letting my kids watch this one for a long time. 1, because I didn't think they'd appreciate the comedy of it, but 2, just because, it's pretty sexual at parts, for sure.
Yeah.
So
violent sex is kind of...
We don't want...
Yeah, not something you want to teach somebody young and impressionable.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, so Atticus, you're 15. You went as Patrick Bateman for Halloween, what, like 8-9 years ago?
Yeah, totally.
It was last year, right?
Yeah, it was last year.
All right. So your thoughts on American Psycho?
I think the gore scale you guys gave is a little too low. He killed a lot of people. Like, I get that, like, it wasn't too gory, but, like, just from the amount of people he killed, I think that ups it by a little bit.
That's fair. I speak up a little bit.
Yeah, like, I don't think this part was real, but, like, when he had the...
You're good. Keep going.
When he had the, like, thing with, like, the cat, and, like, just when I killing spree, I don't think that part was real, just because, like, the explosion, and he looked at the gun, like, he didn't know he could do that. So I think it was a mix of both, like, he was crazy and, like, he actually did kill people. But
I'm gonna jump in. Do you think Johnny Depp or Brad Pitt could have played Patrick Bateman just as well?
no, I think he did a good job. And, like, he met with the director, too, before, like, he actually got the role.
Yeah, I think you told me the story. Go ahead and tell me that story that you've found out.
Yeah, so, like, I don't remember exactly where I found it out, but, like, I read or saw something somewhere where, like, he got cast as it, but he didn't want to actually do the role until he got permission from the author. So he did, like, a dinner, and he acted like Patrick Bateman, and the author got creeped out by it. So I think that shows that he...
That was pretty cool.
I attributed that to the director, so I am wrong.
Justin.
Atticus, did you watch this movie with your father or mother the first time you saw it?
Yeah.
How did that go?
Well, I asked to skip through some parts.
You asked to skip through some parts?
Yeah. The threesome was a little...
Why don't you dance a little bit?
The threesome was a little crazy for him, so he asked me to skip forward a little bit.
Yeah, I can imagine that being uncomfortable.
Yeah, good choice.
Yeah.
Did you, I know that you're a big on the letterbox, right? You use letterbox. What did we grade this thing?
I think I graded it a 4.5.
And that's a 5 scale, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
5.
So, as you know, how does it rank compared to Dawn of the Dead?
Oh, way better.
God damn. Why do you always keep bringing up that great movie and
man.
shitting on it?
Just poking Charlie a little bit more each
God damn.
Every time
time.
we just got to make sure Charlie's paying attention, right? What worked and what didn't? I mean, what did you take away from it?
I took away that he was a pretty sick guy, right?
Debatable. No,
No, it's not.
Sick with a capital. Yeah.
Ick.
Yes,
He was a
yeah.
pretty sick guy. That was a reference to one of the lines, if you remember. Where he
Right.
said he was a pretty sick guy.
He did. He said, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sick. So, did you change your morning routine after watching this movie? Have you
Yeah.
incorporated any
Like,
of the.
I just wear a face mask. Just make sure I'm all.
What if your
Nice
face is
and
puffy? What do you do to fix that?
I forgot.
Oh, you put that little ice mask on,
That's
remember?
literally what I just said.
Yeah, he just said that,
Oh,
Justin.
my
I
bad.
just
My
said
bad.
putting the face mask on.
My bad. Maybe I've had too many bourbons. Who knows?
So, in your circle of friends, I mean, did you find, or I mean, I don't want to say in your circle of friends, but at people your age, do you find someone like Patrick Bateman, murder aside, but like someone to aspire to be or someone to look up to, like the wealth, the fame, because like yuppie culture,
Yeah.
is that something to aspire to be, or do you look at these guys like douches?
I look at them like they're all douchebags. Like,
Right. So is there like an equivalent, like, is there, and this is questions for all you guys too, but is there like a 2025 equivalent to what these guys are that's like out there today, or even like among like the younger crowd? Like if I had to guess, it would be like Crypto Bros.
Or the Jake Pauls.
Oh, yeah, I would say it's more like
Jake
just
Pauls?
like really
Yeah.
big time influencers who are just really like not
Just
good
full of
people.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
I agree with that. Or even like kind of like the like Reddit thread, like Wall Street Bets guys, like people that just talk in emojis and use words like tendies and stuff. Like, I don't know. It's kind of cringe.
6'7".
It's kind of like
6'7".
Yeah, I just heard
4'1".
about that. I'm like, I don't even know what that is, but I mean, but is there something that's like cringe? Like yuppie culture is kind of cringe.
Yeah.
Is there something kind of cringe that's similar
Definitely, like-
these days?
So there's like some music artists who are really stuck up about their stuff, like and like are way against people recording or anything. It's like there's like some music
Is
artists
that-
who are just like really
Is
snob.
that a Lars Ulrich? Were you like on the Lars?
Ulrich, stop.
Like also
Put some
like,
respect on his name, please.
the influencers is the biggest part. Like
Influencers.
Right. Influencers is a pretty good analogy to this. It's like, hey, we don't care what draws people here. We're going to assume this personality that gets the most clicks.
Hey,
Yeah.
guys, don't look now, but on this podcast, we're influencing people
What,
to
like,
watch horror movies.
3 people?
I think
4
so.
people?
The last time I checked, I think we influenced only like 2.7 million people. So, by the way, thank you for listening to everybody that listens. by the
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So then, is Apollo going to join us on this or no?
way. She has not watched this one now. So.
Okay, I thought she did. She read the book, or did you read the book, Atticus?
No, I'm not letting her
I
read
feel
the
like
book.
oh, maybe it was Fight Club. She read.
just
she
Mary.
read
Fight Club.
Fight Club. That's what I was thinking. Okay.
Where's it?
Not a horror movie.
Okay, so sandwich it in there. What 2 movies is it in between? Above and below?
I would say it's below. So obviously below Cabin in the Woods.
Okay.
That's like right now. That's at the top. That's on my Mount Rushmore. So like,
Okay.
it's probably gonna be up there for a while.
Or Mount Rushmore.
Nice one.
That's our
Whoa.
thing. That's our thing on this cast.
I would say below Cabin in the Woods. Actually, no. I think it's below The Thing,
Okay.
and then above The Descent.
Okay.
Very good. All right.
Anything like this that you'd recommend or no?
I'm trying to think of anything where like this really resembles, but like it's kind of. Oh wait, there's this movie I remember where it's a bunch of like millionaires.
The Hunt? Is that
No,
what you're-
no. There's this
Again?
Again?
where like people are brought for a dinner party, and then it's found out like that they just want to kill people.
Would you rather? No.
Yeah. Would you rather? That sounds like that movie.
Huh?
Kind of. Oh, well, it's also kind of like You're Next in some sense.
Yeah.
Like the
So IMDb, more like this section, had Fight Club, The Wolf of Wall Street, obviously. Yeah. Joker. Kind of see it.
Crazy.
Yeah. Shutter Island.
I love Shutter Island.
So like it's all in your head kind of thing. None of it was real. It's
See,
all in your
Leo
kinda
could have
head.
done it.
Yeah,
No.
two Leos and a Brad Pitt. Could Joaquin Phoenix have been Patrick Bateman?
Maybe.
Ooh.
I think Christian Bale's the one.
I mean,
Christian Bale
is
is
the
the
winner.
best. But
So Joaquin Phoenix is doing Gladiator. Gladiator comes out this same year, so it's that Joaquin Phoenix.
I like Joaquin Phoenix, but
maybe.
I don't think he's handsome enough.
No,
it's
he's
like-
not.
I don't think he's on the handsome level as Brad Pitt, Christian Bale, Leo.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
he did a really good job in the Joker, just because like
Yeah.
he looks like.
Do you think the last we mentioned Cabin in the Woods? Do we think Chris Hemsworth could do something like this, or do you think there's too much tongue in cheek to his delivery sometimes?
If I saw him as this character, I would just think it's not right. Like,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, it's
I'm
unknowable.
just trying to think of attractive people that might be the Army Hammer, and we know what he thinks about cannibalism. So
Yeah. All right, let's do our Horror Hall of Fame real quick for this movie. Is Patrick Bateman a Hall of Fame villain? A human, mortal Hall of Fame villain?
Yes. I think he's there. I mean, like we put what's his name from The Shining, and that's just one movie,
Jack Torrance.
Jack Torrance.
right?
Yeah.
I think if we're cutting this off, I think he might be on the fringe. He might be on the outside.
Honorable
looking in
mention?
as far as the first class. I think
Not first.
I think he might be a second class or a third class.
I think if we're saying like Charlie believes that he did definitely do all of the things, those are horrific fucking
That's
things. and
17
he's
kills
in.
on screen.
Yeah.
So sheer quantity.
But how much of
But,
it was
like,
in his head?
is he as iconic as?
Oh, I think so.
Okay.
Ice Nine Kills dresses like him and writes songs like him.
Why don't you sing a couple bars?
I can't. That's you guys. You and your sister like Ice Nine Kills,
yeah,
right?
They were cool. I liked
Yeah.
how they opened for Metallica.
Yeah,
They
haven't you
did.
seen
Yeah,
them
we
open?
saw them open for Metallica. Yeah.
Charlie and I were actually at a horror conference with convention. Sorry, that the lead singer was at, and I did not know who it was. Much to, and I was made fun of by the kids afterwards.
I had no idea. I still have no idea.
So, are any of the protagonists in this movie Hall of Famers? Is Jean Chloe Sevigny?
No.
She makes it to the end.
I'm not gonna go. Unfortunately, there's some good douches in this one. So if we ever have a douche Hall of Fame,
But they're all antagonists. They're not good people.
they may make the douche Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
but
definitely. How about some props?
That
I have the axe. That's a great looking axe.
a-
Looks like he got it at Tiffany's.
Maybe, but it like
two things.
for me, if you see it sitting on a table at a horror convention, and it makes you immediately like the Freddy Krueger hand with the razor blades, the knives. Boom. I know exactly where that's from.
Jason with
An
the-
axe. I mean,
That-
Jason killed a few people
so
with
it's a
axes.
But this one is
shiny-ass
shiny.
axe.
I don't think
wouldn't
like
Okay.
immediately think.
like other axes are like that one's been used in the woods. That
Like
one's
hatchet.
Been,
Like,
yeah,
that's
that one's
it.
been
Yeah.
used a lot. This is like I said, it looks like he got it at Tiffany's.
Yeah.
Never been used.
Couture.
Yeah, right.
I really can't think of any. You know, like you could put a collection together, like the raincoat, the axe, and maybe like a Huey Lewis CD. Then
Yeah.
you would know.
Raincoat
right?
would be the number one, like 1B, if I were to pick an item for nomination. Like,
Yeah.
But it'd have to be splashed with blood. Then,
How about his brick phone?
maybe.
What do you
I
think
would
about
think-
the cell phone in this movie,
Nah.
Atticus?
had you ever seen
The
an
Zach
answering
Morris
machine?
phone?
I've seen an answer machine before.
Where?
Not in real life.
Not IRL.
Patrick Bateman's business card.
That's what I was
Hall of
gonna
Fame
say.
prop.
That's
Yeah,
a
the
Hall of
card.
Fame prop.
I mean, it'll have his name on it, so
It'll
you'll
have
know.
his name.
Yep.
What if it was Paul Allen's card?
Paul
Would
Allen.
that-
Yeah.
Like it
Or
should-
just like the 5 of them that they show, so you can be like, oh, that's Bone. Oh, that's Cillian.
Would you
Reyes.
have to include the carrying case for it? Did you guys see that? Like they actually use like a sword coming out of a sheath. and
Yeah,
going
the
into a
sound
sheath?
effect when he pulls it out
Yeah.
is like, shing. Yeah.
They use like a sword to make
And
that sound.
do those hold one card? They all have one card on them. Like you give out your card to one person, and you're out.
I would think that for the movie it held one, but like I would think it would hold like 10.
Right.
But no, that was a good thing we didn't talk about. I love that sound effect when he pulls it out. It's like shing. It's great. And the way the reveal when they pull out Paul Allen's, it's real slow and like comes into frame. And Bateman's just like in awe.
It
like,
was creepy the way he's like,
holding it, and then he's overwhelmed, so overwhelmed he like drops it because he's shaking.
It was almost like he was asking to see Paul Allen's tick, right? It was like, let's see Paul Allen's card.
Yes.
It's like how much he was sweating too. It was like rubbing his face like.
Oh man, let's see. Any other props, guys?
I think those are the main ones. The sorbet.
Right. Yeah, this is there is a sequel to this movie, but it is not canon. It's been denounced.
We're not going to talk about that.
Nope, it's been denounced by Mary Harron and Bret Easton Ellis, so we're not going to talk about it.
Kunitz.
I've seen it. It sucks, and the story.
Suck.
You could William Shatner, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't remember anyone but
Mila.
Think you could this movie be remade like with somebody that's like a Jake Paul, not Jake Paul, but somebody in the, like an influencer that like Elon Musk is their hero?
Let me throw this out there.
Like the way, like I think in the book,
Timothy
Donald
Chalamet or somebody like that has the chops to do it.
He could do it,
I think he could do it, but I don't know if he could act like that because I've never seen him in that type of role. There's never been a role where he's like. There's never been like a type of role where he's been like that. So
okay,
yeah. I mean, I feel like if you remade, like you could remake it because in the book, Bateman is a big like Donald Trump guy. Like Donald Trump. I mean, 80s Donald Trump is like. Is who he aspires to be.
New one would have to be MAGA, huh?
So, well, yeah. So, like a new movie like this, like if you remade it, like Elon Musk would probably be the guy. It'd be a tech bro or a crypto bro that's like aspiring to be Elon Musk and is like on Reddit all the time.
Perhaps like a Ben Shapiro type of
influencer. Yeah. That kind of influencer would be like the.
I don't think it needs a.
No, but I think this movie is kind of timeless because there's other people you could in any time period you could put in here whose idols are misplaced and Anyway, don't need to go much more into that, but
don't get us canceled.
Yeah, right. Final thoughts on American Psycho, gentlemen.
I like it.
It stinks. No, it was good. What would everybody give it on IMDb? There's a 10 scale on that. I think
like
I gave it an 8. I gave it You can't do decimals. You have to go a whole number.
I mean, it's one of my favorite movies. I'd give it a 10. Just
all right,
it's one of my favorite movies.
I would give it a 9.
831.
Stop.
I mean, this movie, I love it because it's so quotable. Like, I mean, there's times where like I'm just, you're out with some friends and it's just like time to go. You're like, I've assessed this situation and I'm going, and like.
I'm not going anywhere without a reservation.
Right. Or
don't
like
just stare at it, eat it.
I've said that before. Like someone's like waiting for their food to cool down. It's like, don't just stare at it, eat it. Probably said it to my kids, when they're not eating their food.
Do you get that reference?
Yeah.
So, me and my Ravens fans buddies are in a group chat, and Rashad Bateman is a wide receiver on the Ravens. And whenever he scores a touchdown, we throw our Patrick Bateman gifs in the group chat. And then sometimes I switch it up and I'll throw a Jason Bateman gif in there just to throw him a curveball.
What's the gif that I've seen a million times where Patrick Bateman's is like making a face?
That's where he's at Texarkana with Paul Allen. And he still doesn't know that it's Bateman. And he's like, that loser Patrick Bateman. And he says like, oh, Evelyn, great ass. And when he says great ass, he goes, ooh, and makes that ooh face. And he's like, another martini, Paul. Yeah. But yeah, just this movie's so quotable. It's so good. And there's a reason I picked it. It's as quotable as Anchorman, if you will.
Would you say it's the most quotable horror movie?
It's got to be up there. It's got to be up there.
Charlie quotes "I'm your boyfriend now" a lot.
No,
definitely got to be up there. I mean, I don't think I ever do you guys ever hear "Hip to Be Square" or "Susudio" come on wherever you're at and not think American Psycho?
Once again, I'm a Phil Collins fan, so yes.
My brain automatically, if I hear Susudio come on, I'm automatically like looking at my friend and just flexing and pointing, like nodding my head. It's reflexive. Can't help it.
Even when you hear like "Walking on Sunshine," I always like kind of zoom to that. Like when he's walking into the office and that's playing.
Right. If Evelyn would stop talking, I could listen to Robert Palmer.
I love that one. All right. So our next host is Charlie.
What?
So Charlie, you have the next pick for the movie to do on this pod. Do you have it ready?
I have it ready. So this movie, and we're going to bring in a special guest.
Oh.
My wife, Mary.
All right.
Who has seen this movie twice.
All of it?
But not all of it. So we went, maybe, you know what? I'm going to save that for the actual episode. But she described this movie to friends as it broke my soul.
Oh.
And the movie is The Strangers. So, yeah. And we're going to have her here. And we're going to
heated conversation about dumbest characters in this one.
There were some bad moves.
The most conversation we've had about dumbest characters.
Yep.
All right. So, The Strangers, next up on All Guts So Glory. Thank you for listening, guys. There will be a link in the show notes if you want to drop us some fan mail from this point going forward, as we recently have published our podcast out there for everyone to hear after we recorded about 5 or 6 episodes. So we're going to make a link. You can drop us some fan mail. We can't answer it, but we'll answer your inquiries on our show. So if you have any comments about shows we've done or anything you want us to talk about on the Strangers podcast coming up, we'd love to hear from you. Guys, I'm sorry, I got to get going. I got an 8:30 res at Dorsia, so I got to get out of here.
That's okay, because I have to return some videotapes.
I've just assessed the situation, and I'm leaving.
This is All Guts So Glory. This was American Psycho.
Gory.
Atticus, Charlie, Justin. Thank you, guys. Andy, take us home.
This